He'll put the leg up, right? And then he'll beef up that massive damn chest for no reason. And then he'll be like, well, yes, what's the word I'm looking for? Sophisticated ass nigga for no reason. Like, that's his whole thing. And it just gives that energy.
Yeah, he's got big turtleneck energy, right? Like,
big
that's what
he said. Turtleneck.
Big turtleneck
absolutely.
Energy. It's absolutely true.
You made Carl choke.
Carl.
My goal is to get to that man's level, like that man's physique level.
So you can just be conceited, like just be like
absolutely.
Or you can just like say the most outlandish, like this don't make those words didn't make sense things. Things sense, whatever. Like none of it worked. and still people are like, oh, I get it. I was watching that Creed press tour. Nothing he said made sense to me.
I didn't see the press tour. I watched his Tamron Hall one. I think that was I didn't watch the whole thing. I caught the clip with.
I saw his interview where he talked about
this professor.
So he talked about how certain things, like he was talking about like Michael B. Jordan explaining anime to him.
Yeah,
shit like
I saw that one,
which I found hilarious. I was like, "Yo, he just made his
the way he explains that. He explained it in such an artistic way.
Yes,
like he looked for things deeper in anime that actually don't exist. Like,
he made a new genre of anime.
It exists. You just can't see it.
Listen here.
You don't got big turtleneck energy, man. That's not you.
I definitely don't. I wish I did. I wish I did.
I do too. I wish I had that. I would love to just be able to sit back and wax philosophically about stuff and people actually care.
Yep. Listen, I bought a book off of this man's suggestions. It was because I had never read The Alchemist and I never read the Companion Piece.
Right.
And so I bought both of them and I read them, and great stuff in both of them. Like,
The Alchemist is like that's more like evidence that he's an artistic nigga, because the Alchemist is the book that artistic niggas read, right? Like if you're a thoughtful nigga, you done read the Alchemist. You got the Alchemist on a shelf somewhere. If you, I never read the Alchemist. I never read The Alchemist, but I know about The Alchemist because a bunch of thoughtful niggas talk about The Alchemist.
Let me tell you the benefits of reading The Alchemist, yo. Let me express to you. One, it opens up your true eyes. You know,
let me ask you a question.
It makes you a light warrior.
The problem with The Alchemist for me is like the title makes me think like, oh yeah, there's gonna be some like wizardry and sorcery going on. And then when I hear like all the people who read the book, I'm like, there's no way this book is that fire. Like this book has to be a thought-provoking book. I don't read books to open my mind. I read books to escape reality. I am not here for that open my mind stuff. I watch videos to open my mind. I read books.
Don't give me a single self book.
My imagination is my last safe bastion. That's the last place I can go where you guys can't get to me and ruin it. And you want me to learn? You want to mess around with what's going on to me?
I need to get a small cup now. That's what I've gathered. I need to walk around everywhere with a small cup.
The small cup he has, the coffee cup.
I need it. I need that.
It's just an espresso cup, guys. Just get you an espresso cup.
I need one. I don't have it.
I need one. I have to travel with one.
You have espresso everywhere you go. You don't just
absolutely.
It's like that
I guarantee you, this nigga he drinks his espresso with a pinky up. Like I guarantee you, he drinks it with a pinky up.
A lame attempt at humor, swing and a miss.
And I'm here for it.
All the normal niggas do, except you.
No, I don't.
Listen, I drink my espresso with my pinky up. What are you talking about? I had The Alchemist on my shelf. I have The Alchemist on my shelf.
But did you read it?
I need to meet this guy.
Yes, I've read it.
I want to meet him.
Look at Tech's jacket.
Age 27.
It's almost a turtleneck. Tech is almost there. He is so close to big turtleneck energy. It's so close. It zips up. That's the only reason.
But they barely zip up, boy.
It zips up. But that is so close to a turtleneck. Tech is on his way. And
he needs a new turtleneck.
I'm on my way.
He's young enough to reinvent himself several times.
Them two jobs got him sitting too comfortably. So
not comfortable enough. I'm not even going to get into that.
No
facts.
That's an
can't
off-air
get
conversation.
up everywhere right now, so
No, I can't.
he doesn't have Jonathan Majors money, so
I wish I had Jonathan Majors money.
I do want to
I'm gonna tell you right now. I want to meet him. I want to meet him. I want to have a great conversation with him. I want to interview him on the podcast. We just gotta.
I don't want to meet him.
No,
no.
He doesn't seem like a nice guy.
I think he is I think that he would be nice to us. I don't know. I don't trust people who are that like artistic and creative.
AK, you don't trust yourself.
No, I'm artistic and creative, but like I don't think that way about I don't be like, you're not gonna ever catch me in a situation where it's like, oh, AJ's trying to like wax on philosophically about stuff. Like I'm rambling and mumbling through almost everything I talk about, right? Because it's real.
Half the podcast sometimes.
It's real, exactly, but it's real. Like it's not. It doesn't sound like Shakespeare, right? Like Shakespeare or urban Shakespeare. When I'm talking, nobody's
Are you saying it sounds like he's being fake? Are you suggesting that?
I don't know, but I don't trust him. That's what I'm saying.
Now I gotta cut all this shit out.
Listen, real time. I don't think he's being fake. I think he's so general, like serious about like his that's his personality. Like if you look at his education background,
I do think that.
If you look at his body of work, if you just look in general, like his old interviews, and yes, I have gone on unnecessarily deep dives late at night when I should have been coding, but never have I felt more like I've talked about the comic book Prodigy on this channel many times. It's one of my go-to suggestions. If you're looking for a fantastic comic, if you're looking for a black-centered comic, even though they finally created a season 2, most likely season 3 is not going to happen, which is sad. But I said the same thing about season 2 when I finally got one. But if they made a live-action Prodigy, I need that nigga in the seat as the main character because he gives off like Edison Crane vibes so much. If you've read the comic, if you haven't, I would highly suggest it. But long story short, the comic is about a brilliant billionaire black nigga who is just like top of his game on everything, solving like puzzles while diving over sharks and shit. It's fantastic.
Tom Swift.
Tom
Swift.
Yeah, kind of Tom Swift, but I wouldn't even say kind of Tom Swift. Prodigy is a different level completely.
Problem with Tom Swift is there's only one problem with Tom Swift.
Mm-hmm.
It's on the CW.
Yeah, that's
I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
It came on HBO Max, and I watched one episode, and I couldn't do it. It gave CW vibes.
No, I just knew what I was in for, and I was like, I'm just not here. I can't do it anymore. Like that, the things that the CW like.
Y'all niggas disrespectful.
No, it's not even that. It's just I can feel how young the CW is, and I can feel how old I am by how little I like relate to the problems that they have. Right, so it's like the CW makes me face reality. It's like a mirror. I look at it and I'm like
a mirror.
I'm mid-30s now, guys. Like that's what the CW does to me. And no, nobody wants to be mid-30s.
Mid-30s?
Yeah, I will be in the mid-30s this year.
I'm done.
Mid-30s. We all know you age backwards like Benjamin Button. That's not us though. The rest of us are human.
Nah, that nigga aged triple the time since he got 3 kids.
Tank is gonna be 17 next year.
Times 6.
Soon Tank's children are gonna be tucking him into bed and reading them stories. We know how this goes.
I appreciate the stories you're gonna read, AJ.
This man said, "Damn."
All right, so you can go ahead and start the show. We'll talk about Jonathan Majors more later on. John, if you're watching,
I want to meet.
We would love to have you on the show. You know, we're kind of booked.
I hope
right
you guys
now.
do. I don't want to meet him.
We're a little booked, but you're more than welcome to join in.
Yeah, the list is so John. Like after Elon Musk and MKBHD when we have our our sit down with him
sit down with him,
dig into it.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was like a 16-parter. So after that
one,
at least after that one, then we'll let Jonathan Majors get on here and explain to us. Him and Tech, they'll go over The Alchemist together and Turtlenecks.
Absolutely.
And Carl will ask a couple questions.
We'll all have to wear turtlenecks.
We'll all wear nice turtlenecks. Agreed.
And bring little cups because I'm sure there will be espresso.
Yes.
We do.
I have my little cup. I'm gonna make sure I have it.
His cups are elegant too. You seen them?
His cups are so elegant. They're like English teacups. Like it's ridiculous.
Just like,
In the man's style. I'm just like, if I could just copy your wardrobe.
so that's where I'm gonna hit a pause button on it.
Really?
I'm not overly into the style, but man's an artist. I get it.
Yeah.
Carl got his own style. That's what he said.
I mean,
No, Carl's not much. Carl's almost just as weird. It's probably just in another direction.
it's in another direction.
I unfortunately do not have the arms to pull off most of the things this man wears. Like his biceps are as big as my fucking head.
But these people's bodies weren't like that before they started. Like I said,
they got paid to do that.
You were skinny as shit.
You were young enough to reinvent yourself several times, so you should just do that then.
I just need a physical fitness trainer. Like I'm fully aware what I like in order to get to that level. Like you need a trainer. You need a trainer. You need a nutritionist. The whole damn gambit. Like you cannot.
He did it without that. I'm pretty confident he did it without that.
Nah, he got
to Lovecraft Country without that.
Lovecraft Country was his true physique. I will say that it was probably his true physique with some training. But when like his Creed body is completely different. You can't get
he trained with Michael B. Jordan on
without
that,
a nutrition. Like you cannot get that Creed level body without a nutritionist on staff.
Most real boxers don't look like that.
Most real boxers don't look like that. Absolutely, that's too much muscle for most boxers.
Yeah, it is. The boxers are actually muscles like their enemy. They want to be like boxers
as lean as possible.
Small as possible.
Yeah. They look like swimmers, basically. That punch people in the face.
I mean, your heavyweights might be a little bit thicker, and I mean, like I guess even in the movie,
the heavyweights. That's the problem with the Creed franchise. That's the most unbelievable part. It's like Michael B. Jordan is 5'10". There's no way he could ever be heavyweight.
Heavyweight, absolutely.
But he could.
Mike Tyson was the last person who could be heavyweight at that height, and even he couldn't be heavyweight in this era at that height because the heavyweights are 40 to 50 times heavier now than they were then. So it's like the weight disparity would. Tyson Fury's the heavyweight champion of the world, or one of them, right? And he's 6'9". At one of his fights, he weighed in at 270. So if you, he's a white guy, but a big white nigga, yes. Then
he's a big wigger.
Yeah, he's huge. Wow. Right. So at 6'9", 270, I don't care how good Adonis Creed is. If he beats Tyson Fury, I'm turning off the because there's no way you can get past that reach, get past that size, and then literally, if you can generate that much power, you are an anime character. Because it's just where's the physics coming from? Where are you generating enough force to knock that much weight down?
That's crazy.
From the earth.
Yes, exactly. You're an anime character. You're drawing power from the actual magnetic core, like
you don't have to.
Maybe said he did 3 a days preparing for Creed.
Say again.
3 a days.
3 days.
Absolutely. Like that's 3 workouts a day. Like you can't hit that without someone like massaging your muscles, feeding you food.
Well, you can do the cold baths. You can hit that. You don't need to massage. You hit the cold baths right after every workout. That'll keep the muscles from doing all that damage to themselves.
Right.
And then
one of them water massagers like they got in some of the
the chiropractors, the hydrobeds.
Yep.
I need that.
His meals are probably a lot. Like
a lot of protein. Is probably ridiculous.
And then, you gotta be rich to eat like that.
Exactly.
Especially protein. Protein is so expensive.
Protein is so expensive.
You can get sugar anywhere.
You might as well go to Korean barbecue restaurants and just stay there for an hour.
Nah, man, you can't. You gotta be like
anything. You gotta eat good stuff.
Yeah, you gotta eat.
You eat good steak. You eat good.
No, you're not eating steak.
You're not eating steak.
No, you're eating
egg whites, brown rice,
and some kind of white fish.
Yep. That's it.
You eat more than that. No, he eat.
Nah.
I can tell you that right now.
Not for that. Not for that.
He is not eating the potato. I'm telling you, he's not eating any starch. You can't
zero.
That you can't do that without like if you listen to all the Marvel people, right?
Yep.
They whenever they go into let's shred up, they always cut out carbs. So there's no carbs.
Zero.
It's always vegetables and protein. You cannot. If you start adding any starch to your to your because they have to do it so quickly. Like over time, if you want to do it as a regular person, you can take 5. You can take 5 years. You can have a potato or two every once in a while, right? Because you're doing it over them. They have to do it in 4 to 6 months.
So we'll get started.
This man trying to compose himself.
Listen, we've already been started. This was the initial tangent.
Longest intro we've had.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh. Thank y'all for joining us and welcome to the podcast. Follow us at Blerdimension here on YouTube, Instagram, and maybe TikTok if they don't outlaw it already. Turn on notifications so you can be the first to know we got new content for you. I'm Kavon Greedo Suave. We got JK Beast Turtle.
Well, it's only outlawed in government phones, but for right now.
Shit, they trying to drop this bill. We got AJ and Slender. You know what? Maybe that should have been on the fucking docket. We'll talk about it.
How's everybody doing? I apologize. That was a terrible tangent, and I blame tech and the turtlenecks.
There we go. We got JD Create Techtivity.
What's up, everybody? I'm Tech, aka Turtleneck Energy.
That's a lie.
It's a Jonathan thing. So if you see my good friend Jonathan,
you might not know.
You got the wrong spelling, so you don't count.
Wow.
Oh man.
I added the extra H out of respect to John. All right.
Okay.
Exactly. Anyway,
we got Carl XKBHX.
The Alchemist. You know, when you're reading The Alchemist, it tells you to be peaceful. So I'm not. This whole podcast, I'm not gonna have any beef with you, Beast, because it ruins my spirit, and I'm not gonna ruin my spirit.
Your spirit been ruined.
Wow. Yeah, XKBHX. I'm here.
Okay.
Happy to have you here.
Look, I am in the market, guys, for a small teacup. Go ahead and drop some links if you see anything that you think is.
I got
you.
I was. You know, what would be the greatest thing ever is if, like, for the rest of the season, Tech and Carl only wear turtlenecks. I would love that. And like they just get more and more ridiculous. There's like a monocle that just appears. Like you're like, what's going on?
Monocles are kind of blood raw.
Carl goes.
There might be a point in my life as a monocle. Look, I won't say there won't be a point in my life where a monocle shows up.
Oh wow!
I don't know.
Get that Death Star.
Are you
self-defense, baby? What can I say,
bro? Self-defense with the what else we got? All our pronouns are he.
So I may or may not be buying a monocle on Amazon right now.
Right this second. This man could not help himself. It's like, you know what? We need to go ahead and get it started.
I can't wait till this comes in the mail and Lisa's just like, what the fuck?
What are you doing?
He's just
for the business, man.
Small teakup. Yeah.
You really buy? Well, I hope she tear your ass up for it too.
Yeah, definitely expensive. This is for the podcast, Suave. I'm gonna send you the receipt.
Ooh,
got you.
You know,
put that on the taxes.
You need a little handle on that though. That's a good starter.
They got a Le Creuset in there. You can get that Le Creuset. Got a little handle on it. You know, built to last. So we got 3 segments for y'all. None of them are about espresso cups or turtlenecks
or Jonathan Majors.
No,
it's not on the docket.
But just you wait. It may still be.
Absolutely. We're gonna talk about some nerdy news and headlines, and then we're gonna talk about a topic of the week. This week, we running back who's gonna be Superman in the James Gunn DC Expanded Universe. Last but not least, we're gonna talk about what we've been consuming this week and what's good, and that just means games we've been playing, movies or shows we've been watching, comics or manga we've been reading, all that kind of good stuff. And then we're gonna get into after podcast gaming, and what are we playing tonight? We played some Game Beasts. We played
Halo's got the new season, right? It just came out.
Oh, that's
right.
Season 3 of Halo just dropped.
Or yesterday. Yeah.
Yesterday.
So we're gonna try that.
I hope they're not looking for me to spend money on it.
I think the season's free. That you just don't have to get the battle pass.
Whatever. Okay.
Whatever it is, he ain't dropping no
Smash it.
coins on it.
How dare these mofos, man?
Understandable.
Ooh.
And this,
I'm
You
going
just
down
saw
the
the
rabbit
better.
hole right now, guys. I'm going.
Yeah, you're looking at cups. I know what you're looking at over there. You're looking at tiny cups right now.
He said,
Right
"Ooh."
this second,
This is what he
this
said.
man looking
"Ooh."
at
And
cups.
that ooh sounded like he saw some gold leaf pattern. That's what it sounded
Right.
like to me.
All gold
I
everything.
mean, not all of them
Imagine.
have gold leaf on it.
Not off. Okay, but definitely some. All right,
I
so
Maybe.
they some
What
scientists
Trinidad
have
James
found
is.
some enzyme that lives in soil that can generate electricity using what was it, hydrogen?
Yeah, it absorbs
shit.
like it can absorb less hydrogen than there is in the actual breathing air, like and produce electricity. So like 0.505% hydrogen in its
Ridiculous.
it's just a bacteria that's like that. That's how it survives because otherwise it would perish in the environments that they find it in, right? Like Arctic and volcanic environments.
Deep in the ocean.
This doesn't.
Let's back that up. I want to make sure I heard that correctly. It eats hydrogen to produce electricity.
Yes, correct.
Like I said, the gas problem.
Can we get this thing in our landfills
Yeah, same.
and
gas
turn it
problem
into
there.
batteries?
Yeah,
That would be fantastic.
Well,
that'd be a biological not biological. A bio alternate energy source.
Knowing the way that science works, it's gonna turn into like man eating because we got a lot of hydrogen in us, and it's just gonna start eating people, and then
Yeah.
Well,
Turns into the blob.
clearly you got to be careful, but I mean, we've got a
it's
lot
like some
of
symbiote that goes out there and
Oh,
pulls
no.
people in.
We
and
need to
just-
get rid of a lot of methane from animal agriculture and landfills. So
Hell yeah.
if we can, in an eco-friendly way, convert those what are just exhaust gases going into the atmosphere now into electricity. I don't know how that's not a win.
Absolutely. We have like a whole secondary power grid right there.
Absolutely.
Yep.
You know what this kind of reminds me of? Like they're not related sciences because one of them is science fiction and it doesn't even make any sense, and the other one is real. But like, I don't know if you guys have watched Discovery with the mycelial network, where it has like the fungus that like just lives
they
out in
dip
the
their
universe.
hands in.
Yeah, and so like the fungus is like quantumly entangled, and so therefore they can like basically travel from any point in the universe where the fungus has propagated to, which is weird that a fungus has somehow made its way across the entire universe and then quantumly entangled itself. But it just reminds me, it made me think of that, like just like magical particles just sitting out there, and then now we have electricity. Like it doesn't. I always go science fiction over science. Like it's way more boring than this. I'm sure it's just going to be like a tube in like some vacuum tube inside of like a cell, and then it's just going to be a battery. But I would love for it to be like literally like passing electricity across the air, like as a a way of doing
wireless.
like wireless.
Absolutely. And I definitely
Wireless
think they can use it
transmission
for
of
that.
energy.
Yep.
Oh, so you think that might actually work? Because I mean they can do that now to some degree, but it's obviously not.
It's super slow.
Right.
It'll be more efficient if they learn how to use that enzyme to do that. I think.
And then you
The
think
enzyme
about like,
to do wireless electricity?
Yeah.
Well, to transmit energy, not to only phones and stuff, but to transmit energy. Wireless transmission. Yeah, basically. Yeah.
So
I think it'll be a lot more efficient.
There's a company. To say I've been following is a little strong, but they're a small company, and I don't think they ever went public, called Whitricity, which is what they do. The first CEO of the company has a TED Talk years and years ago. I think they did a TED Talk either somewhere between 2010-ish, 2012. Whitricity CEO. And his TED Talk showed him transmitting electricity to a small flat panel TV. And what they've been focused on lately is, wireless charging for electric cars.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, that's still all small potatoes. Yes, it always goes back to Jamaica, but Jamaica the grid isn't the best. Yeah. But if you couple that with solar, and you have some people making their own power, especially if people are going away from work, they're going to school, the house is empty, but you have all the solar power. You could kind of do what Tesla's doing with these microgrid, the Power Wall, but now how they're using the grid to move power around. Well, if you have this Witricity, you could make a wireless grid in a way. And countries that don't have a great grid would benefit even more. I mean, it would be great here too, but places that don't have great infrastructure.
What happens during a lightning storm with the wireless electricity?
Nothing.
Nothing. It doesn't affect it whatsoever.
No, because it's magnetism.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so they're just converting.
It's using magnetic field to do it. So it's not. If it just shot out electricity, it would kill you, right?
Well, yeah, no,
zapping electricity. So
right,
it's using magnetic.
Your boy's not a physicist and cannot and won't even pretend that he's, Well, I told you, I go science fiction way before I go science. So I'm just thinking lightning strikes and then everybody gets electrocuted and dies. But you just got your wireless beats on or your AirPods and then just over because you decided to listen to it in a lightning storm.
And this is different from Qi charging with phones, right? Because that works over very short distances. You change the orientation too much, it won't work anymore. It's way more robust than that. You could push way more power than Qi. So I think it's still induction, but the tech is fundamentally different. So we're talking a decade plus. This company's been in existence. To me, it's they're trying to license the technology. They need to go ahead and build out a product, and instead of waiting for other people to just use their tech. But yeah, if you accompany these renewable sources, whether this enzyme or solar or wind or hydrothermal, with wireless distribution, I think that could be a game changer. Electric cars charging as they drive.
Right.
That's ridiculous. Then it's completely over for gases. You just drive down the road. You don't even stop anymore. Absolutely. You just keep trickle charging. That would be amazing.
Oil is over.
Apparently.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, didn't they say the power grid can't sustain
going fully electric for vehicles?
Fully electric vehicles using diesel.
So that's not entirely accurate. If every car that's on the road today became electric today, yes, the energy grid would collapse. But at the rate of growth of EVs, there's more than enough capacity for the grid to scale with it.
Well, and that's what I mean. If everybody was able to, they make electric cars affordable across the board. Would this solution be more viable in the way of sustaining not only power to cities, to everyday equipment, but also to electric vehicles, like you said, charging electric vehicles as they're driving instead of have to stop at.
It's part of the mix, man. We just need more renewable sources. So you have that as a renewable source, even more solar. Not America is not leveraging wind nearly as much as Europe is. They have one. What do you call that? Wind turbine that gives you over a gigawatt. One. Wind farms these days are not like it was back in the day. Wind is really producing. But yeah, you need more of those, and nuclear. I hear talks about thorium reactors, so they're much safer than traditional, uranium or plutonium reactors, whatever. The point is, we have more than enough technology. We don't even need to invent everything. There's more than enough right now to convert away from fossil fuels. It just costs a whole bunch of money, but it's not like we're waiting on the next innovation for it to be possible. Like, no, you just gotta write that check, make it happen right now.
Motherfuckers not trying to do that. Apparently, the Hyundai Genesis GV60 uses wireless charging from hardware from Whitetricity.
Yeah, pretty much anybody that has wireless charging in a car, almost guaranteed it's coming from Whitetricity. They were working with Toyota for a long time, but Toyota hates EVs, so that's probably not going to go anywhere anytime soon. Yeah.
That's wild to me, especially, the way that they market the Prius.
Yeah, they market it like it's an EV, but they hate EVs. Like they fired they didn't fire it. You can't say that in Japan. He stepped down, right? And he's now the chairman. Toyota-san, what is it? The great grandson of the founder. He stepped down, and they got a new CEO. And immediately trying to pivot the company towards making EVs, because Homeboy just refused to do it. But yeah, pretty much all the Japanese car companies are not high on EVs, and it's gonna cost them.
Absolutely. All right. Anything else on this enzyme or wireless electricity? All that.
I would like to see it happen.
It's a way to stop wars, right? Like, I feel like we got
100%.
so much garbage. We got so much garbage from, like I said, animal agriculture, landfills,
floating trash
kids, people farting, whatever you want. Like, there's all this stuff. Like, you could probably get some energy independence when you couple that with the other renewable sources that are out there, especially for developing countries. Like, Jamaica gets most of its petroleum from Venezuela. That can't be fun. Like, who wants to do business with Venezuela?
Well, damn.
Nobody.
Well, damn.
I mean,
about being self-sufficient. This man said, "Who wants to do business?" What? Okay, so what's up? What's up with that? Why don't they want to do business with Venezuela?
No, they are doing business with. They have no choice. They're an island, and they're not getting any love from the major powers in the West. So you gotta get in where you fit in. Venezuela is willing to give them something. Okay, so they've taken it. If they could get oil from, America or the North Shore from the UK. The UK actually has some oil in the North part there. I think Denmark or Norway have petroleum. They can't get oil from any of these people, or at least not at a reasonable price. They can get it from Venezuela. So they get it from Venezuela. But if you had a choice, I'm sure you'd rather not do business with an authoritarian government. That's probably not ideal.
It's probably not. I was like, we can talk about that. So let's talk about Esports Illustrated. Because apparently we need that for some. I don't understand.
Terrible idea.
It's one. It feels like one of those things where like gaming and the competitive gaming space is following like traditional sports stuff, and like I don't know.
Who's still doing Sports Illustrated is my point, right?
That's a good question.
The people who are still doing Sports Illustrated,
they're still doing covers,
are not e-game fans. and the people who are e-gaming don't do Sports Illustrated anymore, right? Even if you're a sports fan, you know, I mean, like, I have a huge collection of magazines because I use them for references, right?
Mhm,
So
mhm.
I have some Sports Illustrated around here. I think they're all over a decade old. Like, I don't think there's a single one in here. Like who first of all, who wants magazines coming to their house, right? And if it's online, right? Who's subscribing to Sports Illustrated as one of their subscriptions, right? There's a billion of them out there. Who's going? Yeah, I love Sports Illustrated. That's what I want.
Nobody.
So when it comes to gamers, like, nobody's gonna do that. Like, you don't even see Game Informer out there anymore, right? That's a popular one, right? So it's like, why would Esports Illustrated be? I don't know. I think that people think because esports makes a lot of money that the fandom is the same as sports. First of all, it doesn't make nearly as much money as any real sport, right? It doesn't. The NFL, I think, is probably the king in America right now, and NFL makes what, 14, $15 billion a year. Esports doesn't make that.
No, esports is not making that.
And they don't
do you
make
think that part of their reason is like they need more coverage? People need to, know this is a thing you can
right, but
partake in. Will
I
that
do
help?
think that's why they're doing it. I think that this is the absolute wrong way to do it. This is not where their people get their information. Right? They don't go to a magazine. They don't go to a news subscription service to talk about gaming, right? You have to kind of guerrilla warfare this gaming stuff. You got to show up where they are in the chats and then wherever these people communicate with each other about games. You show up there and you guerrilla warfare. You bombard them with smart ads that don't seem like ads, so they don't get pissed off, and convince them to watch an esport thing. You got to show up on the IGNs, even IGN to me feels a little old. But you got to show up on the IGNs. You got to show up on the things. Like, you don't start unless you're going to be IGN, right? But it's just esports. That's the problem. IGN is everything. It's media. It's entertainment, right? So they talk about movies. They talk about everything. So that it's easier. But gamers are not the same as sports fans. They're not the same, right? So that technique and that strategy, unless I'm misunderstanding their strategy, right? Like, but it sounds pretty cut and dry that they're trying to make.
It sounds to me like you're saying, like, that's not going to take off until VR becomes more of a thing. Because how are you going to get people to come? Like, I understand the participants because they can make a ton of money.
Well, then people go to those things. They go to those events.
They go to them, but
they
like,
pack out stadiums. But
how do you scale it? Like, having people attend, you can't scale it. You gotta have some sort of video distribution.
And that's why the NFL makes $14 billion a year because of the contracts with networks, not because people because of the product
tickets
itself.
right
yeah, the tickets are probably not even close to $1 billion. I would think. But the fact that you have all the other things, the fact that people are buying tickets and there's people in the stands helps bolster your deals for network deals and all the other stuff. But the whole idea sounds like something we would have thought was cool 10 to 15 years ago, right? Like, because then we're like, oh man, gaming's that big that you could make a Sports Illustrated magazine, but like, or subscription service. Because I can't imagine this is gonna come out in paper form. I can't imagine that. But
that would make no sense.
Yeah, but I just think that, like, nobody really is gonna subscribe unless it's free, and unless it's free and just something that if you're slightly interested in esports or a specific game that is also an esport, then maybe you'll say, okay, I can add this to my list of subscriptions because it's almost just basically a glorified email list, right? But like, if I gotta pay or if I gotta like do a bunch of extra stuff, if I gotta download an app, I don't know if I download an app for this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, if you make me take extra steps, like every step is like lowering the likelihood.
Exactly.
I'm gonna be here to consume this content.
Yeah, it's gotta be. You gotta go Amazon one-click button on me to get me to care about this, right? Like, you can't give me a chance to reconsider downloading the esports Sports Illustrated app, which I know is gonna be useful, like, once every 6 months, or even worse. It might be once a year that you even care about what event is going on in esports. Esports is not that big.
Yeah.
What's big are certain games, not esports, right? Like most people who play games don't care about esports. Almost everybody who plays a sport cares about the professional league that plays that sport, right? You play basketball a lot. If you're a basketball fan, you play basketball all the time. You care about the NBA. You might not love it. You might not. You might think like the college game better, or whatever your preference is. You care about the NBA. If you play football, flag football, whatever, you care about the NFL, soccer, baseball. Goes down the list. Those people care. Gamers do not care about esports. Esports players and people who are interested in esports care about it. It's such a small sect of gamers. The top number one gamers are what? Mobile gamers. There's no way they care about esports. There's no Candy Crush League. So, like, it sounds ridiculous. I want to know why and who came up with the idea. It sounds like something that would happen as on Community as like a joke. Right?
They're just trying something to figure out how to scale it.
Absolutely.
It's like, okay, yeah, this probably is not going to work, but we got to try something. Because the alternative is just to wait till the technology shows up, like VR, if that ever even goes mainstream. Who knows if it will go mainstream?
And 3D TVs definitely didn't.
They did not.
Let's not bring that up. I'm bitter about that. I want my 3D. Anyway.
Do you still have your 3D TV?
Yes, I do. It's right in here in my office.
You didn't have the one that had the little converter and you could just like make stuff 3D? Oh.
I mean, no, it didn't. It doesn't convert things to 3D.
So yeah, one of those, Doc.
Yeah.
Just watch anything you want.
Different walk of life when he bought that. Different walk of life when he bought that TV.
Oh my god.
Listen, if there was a 3D TV available right now, I'd want it. Would I buy it? Probably not, because clearly nobody wants to support 3D.
No, not at all.
But I absolutely would want it, without a doubt.
But yeah, it's I just want to, okay, let's see how much money they're spending, right? Like if I knew how much money they were spending, I would tell you whether this is, if you're barely spending any money on this, then do whatever you want, right? You never know what's going to hit. But if you're like really investing in this, you're hiring employees, like that's trash, because you're going to fire these employees soon. Like, it. Like, but you're actually hiring people, like these people better be freelance. They better be people who are used to unstable job, like conditions, like just not knowing how long the contract's gonna last. Like that is not a job I would take unless I was like, a person who was used to that kind of lifestyle. Like, and there are plenty of people who can do it and do it, right? And if you're doing the medium route, I guess, then it works, right? Because medium, they just get a bunch of people to write when they pay for your articles, right? You right now, any of us could write for Medium if we wanted to. There's an article on Medium about how to write for Medium. If you want to write for Medium, just subscribe to Medium. But yeah, I think it's a bad idea. That's what I think, and I don't understand how you can make that idea you can make that decision in 2023. I can get it in 2022. I'm not 2012, 2013. I get it 10 years ago. I don't get it in 2023.
Well, I think it works because my guess is Sports Illustrated is taking all the risk because they're trying to figure out how they're going to survive. Yep. So I doubt like the esports people, they're cutting checks off this. It's like, we just want to try something because nobody's buying our magazines anymore, like you said, probably for at least 10 years.
But it's like, I guess, but it's almost like
they have nothing. So if that's how it's going, then they don't have anything to lose in trying this.
You're falling and you're just gripping at air, like you're just like something. Yeah, because hoping a ledge appears under your fingertips. I get it.
Because you need scale, right? Yeah. To make this like a real big boy business, you need scale. So. Yeah, this is not going to get us to us, but we get some more money. We get a little bit of exposure. We need something. until VR comes. Because again, I don't see anything that's gonna get you there in the mode that, like you said, the people that actually care about it want it. Like VR to me is the only way.
And print is really hard in general. Just like a print business in 2023 is really hard. Like I love the idea of print. Always have kind of loved the idea of like, you know, magazines, books, stuff like that. But like it's really hard to do those things now, because that's not the way the newer generations are passing information, right?
Yeah.
Like, and you pass information in 1-minute videos and in images, right? Like, you know, emojis and memes are still, I guess, working, right? But like emojis, memes, TikToks, basically, is how the younger generation. So like, I don't know how unless you just start like a YouTube short / TikTok channel, and and that's your Sports Illustrated. It's like the bite-sized chunks, maybe, right? And that might work if that's what your goal is.
I feel like they have to do that. I feel like Sports Illustrated, like I only see their stuff through my Google feed. Sports Illustrated, like a little thing. So they will have to go
doing stuff. Like,
yeah, they have a website. They have a website.
I thought they were doing like, I thought they like came out of like nowhere, did the bikini stuff, and then they were like gone again. Or they still do. I guess they do the body issues too, right? Where the people are naked. They get an athlete to be naked on the cover.
Yeah, they had some because they had some controversy where there were some plus size women, thicker women on the cover that they put on the Sports Illustrated covers.
Why is that controversial?
Hey, man, that controversy is good for them.
Because people
absolutely get people talking.
I don't know why it was controversy, but like it was.
You know, the whole argument about body positivity, especially amongst athletes and stuff like that. It's going to be hard to switch.
And that's the thing. She was an athlete.
Yeah, it
so she's an athlete. Like anyway,
I didn't see the problem with it either. I don't know. It's you know, people weird. Carl.
Big time. All right, so Capcom had an event they called it Capcom Spotlight, and they announced some stuff, dropped some trailers. What are y'all looking forward to out of there? I mean, I know we got Street Fighter 6 coming. I know Creston's looking forward to that a lot. I don't know. Are you you on this, AJ? I know you play a little bit of fighting games. I don't know.
I used to play fighting games like crazy, but once my siblings stopped playing fighting games, I lost all of my fighting game partners. And I'm not really good at the internet friendship thing. I don't like to just meet people online and play games. I'm still old.
Come to Fight Club.
Hey man, y'all be playing games. Y'all be playing games. First of all, I feel like I have to have a PlayStation just to be a part of Fight Club, and I don't have a PlayStation. How many Xbox games are you playing? And y'all know my graphics card issues.
Guilty Gear.
Y'all know I can't be out there.
Guilty Gear is on Game Pass.
I know. I got Guilty Gear Strive. I just got an old GTX 1660 Super, so I can now play some games on the PC. But I've been had Guilty Gear. I never see anybody on it, so I'm just like, why did I get this game? But no, I'm very excited for Street Fighter because this was the year I'm like, you know what? I'm back on fighting games. I don't care about, you know, my siblings abandoning me for more adult activities, I guess, if that's even a thing these days.
Wow.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they what happened was I finally got better than all of them, because it used to be I could beat my sisters, but I couldn't beat my younger brother. He somehow was better than me. And then once I got better than him at games, he was the glue that held our fighting game family together, because he was such a jerk when he won that everybody like banded together like to try to beat, you know, the villain. It was like Thanos. We were trying to beat Thanos. And once I soloed Thanos, everybody's like, well, AJ's just too nice. I'm not a good villain, right? I encourage people. I help them when they can't do something. I tell them what I think they should probably do next time. I even give people ways to beat me. So it's like, I wasn't a real good villain to my siblings, so I couldn't keep that glue together. So now I gotta make internet friends. I don't want to.
Y'all seen this sci-fi dinosaur, this exoprimal joint?
Yep.
Somewhat. I think
Yeah.
Jurassic
I want
Park
to see.
killed
I want to see. I want to at least
dinosaurs
play
for
it
me.
to see how it is.
Yeah, I
Jurassic
want to see
Park-
some gameplay.
Killed dinosaurs for me.
Damn.
It did, like, once like the dinosaurs became their friends and stuff like that, I was just like, you know what? Why are we here? Like these,
Wow.
why are
Good
we here?
question.
These first of all, they obviously got dinosaurs wrong, right? Like none of the dinosaurs, most of them would be more like birds than lizards. But if they're gonna make them like lizards, then you gotta make them all the way like lizards, and you can never befriend a lizard, right?
You can.
You can.
I was trying to tell my wife that earlier.
I'm sure you're breaking some hearts right now.
If you're
There's
bigger
somebody
than a
out here
lizard,
loving lizards.
listen. If you're bigger than a lizard, love it all you want, because it will not like as long as it's not poisonous, venomous. Get rid of the venomous lizards. But if you're bigger than a lizard, yeah, sure, you can be their friend because they have no power and they just kind of go with the flow. But if the lizard is bigger than you, I guarantee you, you cannot befriend it. And I also guarantee you that if you try,
It's going to tragedy.
I mean, yeah, your efforts will be cut short. Almost. I don't think there's been a single person who's ever truly befriended a lizard. I think you can form a symbiotic relationship with them. That kind of happens with crocodiles and those birds that fly in between their teeth, and it actually happens with alligators and crocodiles and people. If they expect you to throw food out somewhere, they'll show up. Sure, but if you fall in,
Absolutely.
I think
That's just fine as well.
Yeah, I think their behavior doesn't change. So that's what I'm saying. Is like
either way, you done put dinner in the water.
Exactly. So for me, dinosaurs are killed by the whole Jurassic World stuff, where it's like, I can't get excited for a dinosaur game.
Understandable. What else we got? They showed there's an expansion for Monster Hunter Rise.
I still haven't started playing that officially yet.
I didn't either. I deleted it to make room for some other Game Pass games. I intended to play it. I
downloaded it because of you and Tech.
We didn't get around to it. Matter of fact, you know what? Where is Tech? Let's talk about that.
Let's push this all on Tech. I downloaded that game because
as it comes back,
you and Tech were like, "Oh, I'm so gonna play that." This wasn't but a month ago. I know I got sick and I had to miss some time, but this is about a month ago.
What game?
Monster Hunter Rise. And you and Tech were like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna play this game." I was like, and the reason this upsets me more than anything is one of my fondest memories is playing Monster Hunter with one of my coworkers, right? Like back when we bonded over how terrible the job was, and we would just get online and we would play Monster Hunter. And we would literally just go around hunting monsters for about 2 or 3 hours, and then just dip. And then we did that like every Thursday or Wednesday or some weird day, like in the middle of the week. We just hunt some monsters, and I was like, this game. It's almost like fishing for me. Like, how people go fishing and it's like they don't even care if they catch anything. They just go out there and just to be on the water. Yeah, like they're getting probably drunk or eating terrible food, but like that's the whole part of the journey, right? That's what it was for me. It was my fishing, exactly, my social activity. And so I thought maybe it's coming back because Tech and Swab were like, "Yeah, we're gonna play Monster Hunter." And I showed up to that dock with my fishing hat on, with my tackle box, and I bring 2 rods, guys, because I like to keep myself busy while I'm fishing. So I have 2 rods with me, and I'm just sitting there. In the night, just waiting for or actually it's in the morning, waiting for the right time to fish, and I just know my friends are gonna show up. And I sat there with the sun beating on me for hours before I realized I'm gonna be here by myself. And that game is not fun to me by myself.
I have it downloaded.
I hear you. I just don't trust.
I'm ready whenever you're ready.
Have you launched it? That's the question.
I can do cloud play.
It's a very intensive character creation process. If you haven't started that yet, I don't even want to hear it. Tech?
No, you created your character?
Yeah.
Yes.
I have a character.
Okay.
Just create a character. So they also showed Resident Evil.
That's a negative for him.
I have a character. I have a dog. I have a cat.
You gotta. This This nigga got pets.
He didn't
Well,
even
yeah, you
think
get the
about playing
pets.
the game with you,
Suave
AJ.
doesn't even know how the game works. Yes,
He doesn't even know
everyone
how the
gets
game
pets.
works.
Hey, I know how you hunt monsters with your friend.
Yes, and you get pets. That's the you create the pets at the same time you create the characters. Suave.
I haven't even seen the splash screen.
No, Suave saw the logo.
I had the
He saw the
tile right in
install,
there
that
with the
was
rest of the game.
That's what as far as he got. Suave probably got to see it download like maybe to 2%, and that's the last he knows of Monster Hunter Rise. It might still be downloading. Suave wouldn't know.
It might.
No, I had to delete. I was in there the other day. I was like, Monster Hunter Rise, never played this. Delete.
He said, I've never played this.
Haven't even touched it.
I showed up to that
Painful.
dump by myself.
Yo.
Because it's a lot to get started. The problem with that game is that it's
Yeah.
a
You're
lot
not
to
wrong.
get started. It's a lot. You have to go through like a whole tutorial thing.
gotta
I'm breaking it into
read
pieces.
So much
Yeah.
content.
Absolutely. So, but it's that I feel like Japanese games are kind of like that. Like the ones that are really popular, they're a lot more involved, especially like the RPG style or whatever. Those games are a lot of like I used to play Phantasy Star Online as well. And there's a lot of reading in that, especially at the beginning, because they're like, no, you need to know everything. And there's like a million things you can do, so you're going to forget it all anyway. But they want you to know how to do it at least. They want to be like, look, we told you. When you need to do it in the middle of a game. But yeah, so I just know I'm never gonna monster hunt with my friends again. That's a past
Come on,
memory.
we can
Again.
monster hunt. Man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did it once?
Again, never did it once.
No, not with them. I'm talking about with previous friends. My new friends know never, but with my previous friends, I used to monster hunt. We used to monster hunt all the time. Like that was.
We'll get, we'll
okay.
put something on the
You gonna stick a pin in it? You gonna stick a pin in it? Go ahead, kill it in front of me. Right in front of me. Don't do it behind my back like last time. Kill it in front of me, Swamp.
Damn. He said, "Do it."
We'll put something on the
Say
calendar.
it to my face.
Put something on the calendar.
Oh my gosh. I'm on a calendar now. Oh, that's so impersonal. Yeah, sure, that's gonna happen.
Which
That's how
I'm gonna
things
send
work
the
now.
invite directly to you. After I mean, you mean.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so you can cancel it easier.
Damn.
I get another notification that says meeting canceled with a strike through.
Oh.
Damn.
Oh no.
No, you gotta cancel this to my face. Don't send me no notification. You gotta cancel this to my face.
Now he's gonna get a notification. It's like, "Hey man, you ready to play?"
Oh, something came
Like,
up.
oh, I can't. Something came up.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Get a reschedule email.
Oh man, I double
meeting-
booked. I double booked.
Oh, no.
Double booked.
Give me your Calendly link. We'll set it up.
Give me your calendar. No, not the calendar.
Hey, put it on my what's called my Trello board.
Yeah, Trello
go.
board. That's what it's on the Trello board.
Oh
That's
shit.
funny.
I'm gonna do the character creation this week. This week.
So
next week.
You know what? I
I've
want
done
no
the character
no,
creation.
I'm
I'm in
gonna
it
let
right
you get away
now,
with this.
AJ.
I want
I'm in it
images.
right now.
I want
Just so you know.
screenshots. I want screenshots of the character creation. I want to see this character.
Listen, I'm hunting monsters
It's gonna
right
be the
now,
best
AJ. You want to get
character
in
you've ever
this?
seen.
Yeah, I am nowhere near
my
my
controller?
Xbox right now.
You're done.
I'm hunting monsters right now. I'm about to kill this monster right here. Here we go.
What kind of? How you gonna kill it that quick?
Yeah, some
Mhm.
monsters are easy to kill. Some
Yeah,
aren't.
some are really easy to kill.
Yeah, because they're just the monsters you kill to get pieces
rank
and
up.
parts and stuff, so you can build things or get small
True.
tools. Of course, you wouldn't know that because you've never
Nah,
swung a
I've-
single monster
The shade.
hunter weapon.
I've done a couple things. So, Capcom putting out all this Resident Evil 4 content. They got this.
You're done.
They got a Resident Evil
Nice.
remake.
Little change of pace.
Yeah. They got a CG
Resident-
movie coming out this summer.
Well,
none of that is for me.
What I like about Resident Evil 4 is that you don't have to wait for your friends to play this. You can play this by yourself.
Absolutely. You
Right?
can play it by yourself.
Like you actually can't play this with your friends, which is the biggest plus, right? You gotta play this by yourself.
Yeah.
And I think that's really what sets Resident Evil 4 apart from other games that Capcom releases, is that
Absolutely.
you can't get let down by other people.
Where's
Right.
my controller? Matter of fact, let me find that thing. Yeah, but I mean that's really it from Capcom. Are y'all excited about any of this except for like
No.
Street Fighter?
Street
Resident Evil
Fighter.
4 looks good.
I wanted to play that. I really wanted that Mega Man game when I was little. The network, the Battle Network. I really liked the
I remember that. Yeah.
anime too, so I used to watch that all the time. That was a 4Kids TV or whatever that Saturday morning
Fox
Kids.
Box
channel was. Yeah. So, I really never. I hated that the game wasn't like the anime, so I think I never really bought it once I realized it was like a actual like strategy game. But now that I'm older, I like strategy games a little bit more, so I might check that out.
All right. So, last but certainly not least, we're gonna get into this topic of the week. And so a while back we had started talking about James Gunn taking over the DCEU. And then they, let Henry Cavill go as Superman. So like who's
Why?
Yeah, it's a great question. I don't know, and I don't like it. But so like who do y'all think
bombed
is
the
gonna
interview.
be
I know that
the new?
he probably walked in there like, yeah, because what happened is, so what James Gunn said is he did not get fired, he just didn't get rehired. That's what happened.
Hold
on, that's some
that is called.
Hadn't they already told that? Yeah, that sounds like some BS because he had like
he had to leave
Witcher. From the Witcher. Yeah, he had left the Witcher. Because they basically told him he was going to be Superman. I don't think anything was signed.
Yep.
And they made him announce it, and they told him to announce it.
They're trying to make him exclusive? That's stupid. You're not that big.
And not even. And the thing about The Witcher is like I don't know. I feel like why would I guess I understand you're gonna leave The Witcher for Superman, of course. Like
absolutely.
Why?
Two people. No.
I wouldn't leave it for Superman.
No, I'm saying if you had no choice, right? Like gun to your head, you got to choose one, right? Everybody thinks Superman's a safe bet. I know I'm going Superman.
No, it's not.
Especially with them rebooting the whole.
No, we know you wouldn't make a choice. You would say give me both, right? Well, I'm talking about.
But I'm not talking about that. I'm saying like he probably has 3 years worth of income from Witcher.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's no track record for DC producing good movies recently.
But he's Superman, so it doesn't matter whether DC's movies are good.
How much are they going to pay him?
Well,
more
if he would, yes, there's no doubt in my mind because The Witcher's not going to make. You're not going to make like close to RDJ numbers for what he made in the MCU on any Netflix show. Right? If the DCEU kicks off.
So let me ask you this: you don't think he's getting at least 10 mil for
Witcher? That's 1/10 of what
exactly,
and that's not even 1/10. That's less than that's like 5% of what he would get. RDJ made.
Nobody's getting that money anymore. Nobody's gonna get that. That's out of the question.
But you're gonna get closer to that number being a movie star than you are a Netflix star.
Absolutely.
You are like your Netflix is like 1/100th of that always. It's always gonna be like on a lower tier. First of all, Netflix ain't even trying to pay people no more, right? Like they're not even trying to do that no more. So it's you're not really gonna make that kind of money anymore on Netflix. You'd be better off going to like HBO Max or something. But so if you had to choose, conventional wisdom tells you Superman is the way to go. Right? Yes, because he's more iconic. You can, just walking around, right? You're gonna get more love, Superman. And I don't know if
he doesn't seem like the type of. I just get the vibe he doesn't care about fans. That's the vibe I get.
No, I think he does. I think he's because he's like a real nerd. Like he's a real nerd. So I think he like appreciates fans more than most actors. Like Scarlett Johansson, I don't think she cares about Black Widow fans.
Oh no.
Right, like I think
nor should she.
No, I'm not saying she should, but I'm saying she doesn't seem like the kind of person who actually cares about the characters as much as she cares about it's her career though. So she's gonna come in there, and I'm not saying anything about her actual performances, but I just don't imagine she actually cares about the Marvel universe at all, right? Especially not with suing them afterwards. But
she should not care about any of that. Get your money.
Yeah,
She
and
ain't
I
gonna
don't
get
think,
no Oscar for no Marvel movie.
and I know Samuel L. doesn't care. I don't want to say I don't. I don't know Samuel L. at all. But I'm pretty sure Samuel L. also doesn't care
We have him on the
really
show next year.
about. Yeah. I mean, after Jonathan Majors, of course.
Yep.
But I think he cares about. I
He's
think
probably
he
the
cares
only
about.
one that could possibly get some kind of Oscar.
I think he cares about acting, and I think he likes to act, and I think he likes to play all the characters he plays. I don't think he doesn't care about Nick Fury, but I don't think he's a fan of Marvel movies, and I don't think he's into the stuff that he's doing, right? I think he's a good actor and he enjoys playing roles. Like, I think Henry Cavill is a nerd, right? The reason he's going to be in that what's it called? Warhammer stuff, JK? Yeah. Is because of his nerddom, right? Like, a lot was put into him. He built himself a gaming PC over the pandemic, right? Because he was he's more. I think he's more into that stuff than most people. I really think the only issue with him is he's old, right? Like, he's not a young person anymore.
Well, he's he's like a poster child for that kid who used to read comics, play put like turn-based games like Warhammer, and grows up to be a mega star, and he's able to, like, Michael B. Jordan. Michael B. Jordan is one of the same people. He
anime nerd, all this other stuff.
Michael B. Jordan give the same energy.
Lame. I love how people are getting on him for calling that chick out. Look,
no,
she got off easy.
She got off easy, bro. Listen, let that be me. Let that be me. Let it be me.
It checked her because motherfuckers did the same shit all the time.
He handled it really well.
Petty.
I would have been petty as a motherfucker.
Motherfuckers do that shit all the time.
I'd have been like, nah, thank you.
And they try to make it to where, like, nah, she didn't say it.
You know the rule. You never let them see you sweat. That's the rule. Everybody knows.
I don't care.
Hey, her ass would have been sweating because I would have skipped her.
I would have skipped in a heartbeat immediately.
Like, like L'Oreal, I love her on the radio up here, and so, like, that's how I knew. I was like, damn, called her out. I was like, well,
yeah, I have no feelings towards it one way or the other, right? Like, he's a human being. I understand. Like, oh, she want to talk to me after all this. There might be a little crush or something going on. You have no idea what was going on in high school,
right?
Like, and then but he was corny then, or maybe she ruined a chance with a girl he had a crush on, or had got her. Like,
well, she said they used to make fun of his name because of Michael Jordan. And he couldn't play basketball.
I'm sure that's not the only joke they made.
Stop.
Right.
And then they made fun of he used to bring in headshots.
Oh, you couldn't play basketball? Is that right? Get out my freaking face.
I don't think he could play basketball.
That's what she said. She's like, yeah, he really wasn't no Michael Jordan.
Because if you saw Michael B. Jordan when he first started acting, he was not an athlete. Like, he wasn't an athlete in Fruitville Station. He wasn't an athlete in The Wire. He wasn't an athlete in Lie to Me, which is where I kind of first found out, because I never watched The Wire. That jump's too depressing.
I don't know. I think he was an athlete in high school.
I don't think so. I think he was exactly what he says he is. I think he was an anime. And yes, he was. Yes. Yeah, exactly. Right. The show was named after his physique.
Absolutely.
But even in Lie to Me, he isn't the guy now that women love, right? If the Lie to Me Michael B. Jordan walked up to women, he's a regular dude to them, right? It's when he played Killmonger that everybody's rewriting history.
Oh my God, who is this?
Make it seem like
he been this the whole time. That is not true.
No, it's Killmonger and Creed, because he played them relatively around the same time, right? It was actually Creed that kind of made him buff, right? Because Creed was what, 2006, 14?
It was between Creed and Killmonger,
and Creed and Killmonger is where he got the whatever. So I get go ahead, like, I get the what you call it, and we all have that person that we're like,
absolutely.
If I see you again.
Yeah, I want you to have to depend on me for something. So the tables are finally turned. We all got that person, right?
There's nobody in my mind that I can think of right now.
But if I see him, you'll know him.
But if I see him, I don't know if I'm holding that back.
It's on site.
Okay.
High school is such a powerless time. There's very few people who escaped without that person that did that thing to them that they're like, forever, right? The thing that changed them as a person.
You know what? I actually saw one of mine not too long ago, and that's because I live in the same area I went to high school in, and so absolutely very gross.
I'm not far from there. I'm a month away.
But no, he was and this is like super damn corny, but he was working at the grocery store I was working at. He didn't see me, but I saw him. And he was like, football star, all that good stuff. Major asshole. Also, without a doubt, just the most like, what's the best way to say this?
Be careful.
Exactly. Exactly. There's no good way to say this. But regardless, he was your typical like, I don't know, like popular black guy. Says a bunch of dumb shit. Yeah. And of course, like he in this situation, especially in the area in which we're in, there wasn't a lot of us, and for some reason all of us hated each other. Like in my class,
that's a real thing about black people in small towns. For some reason, there's no camaraderie. It's the opposite. It's
absolutely
like the cliques get smaller. Like it's like there's 6 people.
And there can only be one, right? Like because like the reason why him and I had so many issues is I would come to some like the events he would be at, some of the parties or whatever, and again it would literally be like that. It can only be one type of feel.
Yeah, not another team movie situation. Except for he was a lot meaner. There was an understanding between those 2 black guys.
Right.
Damn.
I didn't go to parties in high school. I didn't know what the heck was going on in the world.
No.
Right at my house.
But yeah, no, I get the corniness, but where do we get on Michael B. Jordan? We were talking about someone completely different. We're talking about Henry Cavill.
Superman. We're talking about Superman.
But anyway, yeah, he is a nerd. I think James Gunn wanted to go younger, or maybe he doesn't like Henry Cavill's. He doesn't think Henry Cavill can
keep up for that.
Yeah, can carry the Superman the way he has envisioned Superman. Maybe there's something like that.
And his vision sucks.
Yeah, there's nobody who looks more like Superman to me than Henry Cavill because he's played it for so long, and he looked like he's a good looking Superman. Like he looks like Superman. He has all the Superman features. His arms are a little short, if you ask me. He looks kind of stubby because he gets so big that his arms look kind of like. So like,
that's just the guns.
No,
AJ.
Superman has more reach than that. That's the only problem I have with Henry Cavill. Superman's got more reach than that. Like you're not gonna be able to get inside of Superman's reach. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the only problem I have with Henry Cavill. But other than that, he looked
laser
like
eyes. You don't need the reach.
That's true.
You come up on me. To
be fair, Superman doesn't actually need half his powers. But the point is that he is Superman to me. Like when I think of Superman live action, right? I mean I have what's the name? Tim Clark is Superman for me when I hear voice, right? But when I think of Superman in real life, I see Henry Cavill, right? But now James Gunn is like, okay, let's try something different. I think he's really just trying to like make his own mark, but I think it's gonna fail for multiple reasons. I don't think he's the guy for this. I think, and I said that when we talked about it last time. Is that I don't think he's the guy for this. I don't think he.
They're a bunch of failures over there. Like they keep rebooting everything. They can't get any kind of consistency going. Like, don't try to do the Marvel thing because you're failing,
and you're too far behind. You're too far behind to do the Marvel thing. You had to do something.
Absolutely, but I think that's the problem, right? They have such a hard time accepting that. They're just like, well, we do the same thing. Why can't we? Because like, again, DC was the start of it, right? DC was the start of comics as a whole, and so it's like I think it's like a pride thing in some ways. Like some of their execs have to have this like prideful element to it because like I'm sure, but their board members probably talk to the board members of Marvel and they talk shit in regards to like, and so it's just like you probably have a lot of that like unnecessary backroom conversations happening, muddying the waters. And so I think DC just has a problem where like it's not fans first, it's profit first. And It's
Well,
like profit and
everyone's profit first, but some people are better at
Yeah.
disguising that than others.
And Marvel's great at disguising that. Like that
Well,
is their
in their
yeah.
comic book. Like Star Wars is not as good at disguising.
No. I said Marvel. I didn't say Disney.
Well,
Disney.
Marvel's and Disney are pretty much the same thing now. Marvel runs the Star Wars comics. Like all the Star Wars comics are Marvel comics.
Yeah.
This is true, but I'm excluding Disney. Like I'm excluding like Star Wars. Like,
yeah, just the Kevin Feige stuff. Then is what you're saying.
Yeah, it's just the Kevin Feige stuff.
Well, he's not involved in Star Wars. That's Kathleen Kennedy still, or is that someone else?
And she's off. I mean, we stop. No.
Okay, so yeah, I think James Gunn is doing something that might be useful. Is that he's not starting where we would want him to start, right? Which is right back with the Justice League with those characters that we love. He's doing like some gods and monsters, like this is his phase 1.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like gonna be gods, monsters, and myths kind of section. And I have no idea.
He's a director, right?
Yeah, he did the Guardians of the Galaxy. That's what really popped him, like made him jump off the charts. It's the first Guardians of the Galaxy.
But you can't have the director be the mastermind of your cinematic universe.
Why did you say that?
Because you're gonna have because there's no way he's gonna do every single movie. You should have people that know the comics, care about it, and then they create a vision, and then you can work with the director to create like a good script or whatever. But like just one of the directors you're using is going to be in charge of the whole universe. That doesn't make any sense to me.
That's what happened with Star Wars, if you ask me, is that J.J. Abrams was in charge of Star Wars, but he couldn't direct every Star Wars because he had Star Trek. And so he couldn't direct the second one. And so what ended up happening is he had an idea for the first movie, but in the second movie, I can't remember this guy's name. I always forget it. But the guy who did the second movie, I literally always forget this guy, but the guy he directed Looper as well. And he also directed the
I love that movie.
Glass Onion, which I know Suave you watched recently.
Oh, yeah, that was
and
good.
What's the other one? Knives Out, which I love. I didn't really like Glass Onion, but I love Knives Out. The same director who did those.
You didn't like the Glass Onion?
I did not like the Glass Onion.
I like Glass Onion more than I like Knives Out, to be honest.
I'll talk about it when Suave talks about it.
We can talk about that. We can. You know what? Suave, put an actual pin in that so we can really.
Like literally, I hope you have like an actual thumbtack behind you and put that. But so same guy who did those movies is the guy who did Rian Johnson. Dang, that thing came to me like out of nowhere, right? So Rian Johnson did the second.
Such a good movie. Oh,
did the second Star Wars, and Rian Johnson's idea was to subvert Star Wars. So you got J.J. Abrams, who's trying to be too faithful, in my opinion. The first Star Wars movie and the 7th Star Wars movie were almost clones. Like I think I said this a long time ago. I've said this on the podcast before, but the Death Stars blow up within 10 minutes of each other. In the first two, in the first movie and the 7th movie, like they blow up within 10 minutes of each other, like, and they're Death Stars. Like, so he didn't even change the super weapon; he just made it more powerful. Like, he was like, it's just like, I don't know, like it was the most unimaginative vision of 30 years in the future of Star Wars, right? Like, where it's like, oh yeah, they just made the weapon stronger. They didn't change the shape. They didn't change the delivery process. It's still a giant planet-shaped thing that shoots a super powerful beam out the middle. The only difference is now, F them kyber crystals, we taking stars out. We're using stars this time. But anyway, so Rian Johnson's like, no, I'm going to subvert everything you love about Star Wars, because that's the kind of storyteller he is, right? And whether you like him or like him or love him, that's the way he tells stories. I mean, that's why he can tell a story like Knives Out and The Glass Onion. It's because he's like, what do you think's going to happen? I'm going to flip it on you. You're not going to guess it. So that's what he did with Star Wars, as he flipped it. And then J.J. Abrams came back in the next movie and was like, oh, he literally skipped all these points. So if you watch the first like 15 minutes, 10 minutes of Rise of Skywalker. It's all the stuff that J.J. Abrams would have done in the second movie, in like a almost like a montage. So Kylo Ren visiting certain planets and looking for Sith holocrons and stuff like that,
Right.
and killing a bunch of people and being the ultra villain that he is. Like, you don't even get that sense of how evil he has become because you don't actually get to see it. It's in that montage. You don't even know how evil he's actually become. So the redemption arc that he has in that movie doesn't even feel as deep because you don't see him killing planets and killing people and running through stuff and like really ruining people's lives. He doesn't seem like that bad of a guy because by the middle mark of that movie, he's already turning good. So J.J. Abrams was like, oh, I gotta clean up all the stuff that I wanted to do in the Rian Johnson movie that I couldn't do because I couldn't direct it. I gotta do that now. And then all the stuff about Finn, right? Finn is force sensitive. That's the secret he wanted to tell Rey, right? It's not that he loved her. It's that he's force sensitive. He thinks he might be a Jedi. We don't get that sense in The Rise of Skywalker. You know why? Because Rian Johnson basically made Finn the same character he was in the first movie. There's no character development. He was still a janitor and he was still ineffective. He still needed someone's help to survive and to win, right? He still like the only change Finn had was at the end he sacrificed himself for everybody, right? But before that, Finn was the same character in The Force Awakens as he was in Rise of Skywalker. So what happened is very much what like Carl's saying is the director, who was also running the Star Wars idea. Right, the cinematic universe, their trilogy. He wasn't running the universe; he's just running the trilogy. Right, that director could not direct the second movie, and because he couldn't direct the second movie, the first movie and the third movie go together, and the second movie does its own thing. Right, and that's I guess what like Carl was saying, that's the fear with James Gunn is that if you can't direct all you either direct no movies, or you don't run it.
You got to get people to do like a Ryan Coogler thing. Like you could be artsy, you have your own take, but it's hand in glove with the executive producers who have the whole universe in mind.
Mm-hmm.
Like changing direction every 3 years is stupid. Like there's no incentive to get invested in what you're doing in the movie. Oh, it's a one-off. Okay, whatever. It's just going to be rebooted in a couple, whatever. I'm not going to do research on the characters. I'm not going to try to find any little plot holes or anything like that because it doesn't matter because all this is going away. Like I don't understand why they don't see that that's problematic.
Yeah, and I don't know what his role is 100% other than running the universe. So it's possible that he doesn't direct a single movie, right? It's possible that he just writes it, doesn't direct a single movie. But
which director does that?
Well, I mean, if he's transitioned to a Kevin Feige role where he's not a director anymore, like he's like, I'm gonna just be Kevin Feige.
There's only old guys that do that. Spielberg, Scorsese.
I mean, James Gunn isn't young.
He's not young anymore.
He's not young.
But how old is he?
Yeah, he might be in his 50s, late 50s.
Not old enough. You got to be at least 70s. No, man. Like you need to
Let's Google James
Gunn. Some dog ears on your AARP card. You can't just be just in there.
How old is this?
Not dog ears.
He's 56. Yeah, he's too young.
That ain't nothing. 20 more years.
Let's look at Kevin Feige's age to make sure. Let's see if
Spielberg and Scorsese just executive producing their life away.
Let's go. We got to show your work here, Carl. What's Kevin Feige's age? Kevin Feige's 49.
There you go.
But
he never directed. Okay, that's how he lived his life.
That's fair.
Homeboy already has a director bug. He clearly thinks he's a genius. Thinks of himself as a genius, and he's just gonna relinquish his jewel, his intellectual outpouring, and let somebody else ruin it. He's gonna be okay with that. Get out of my face.
Look, I don't know this man's temperament. He might be okay with it.
No, he's not okay with it. He's not okay
He's not
with it.
good. All right, we got
The loser
5
got
more
rid
left.
of Superman.
James Gunn
Not
is the
even-
same age
not
as
saying
Stacey Dash,
Cavill,
by the way.
Superman. He got rid of Superman.
And they look starkly different in terms of age.
So
Same
what's
age.
our thoughts? Who is the next Superman, or who can be the next Superman?
Nobody.
It'll be Jordan.
I can't. No, Mike. Let's be honest. They're not going to put a black guy as the next Superman. So we're gonna go ahead and toss that idea out the window.
I mean, there is precedent for it, and there's a likelihood that there will be 2.
There is,
because Earth 2 Superman is black, right?
correct.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's correct.
So Earth 2 Superman, if they go Earth 2 on us,
They're not.
in one of his phases, I mean, I can't imagine why they wouldn't, right? First of all, we know that the Batman stuff is outside of this world, same way that the Nolan verse was, right?
Just make sure they don't do it in an election year. That's going to be problematic.
Very
But
well.
that's true.
Listen,
That's true.
No, they need safety. Like, they need a safe play right now.
But see, what you do is you
do.
send the new white Superman to the black Superman's universe.
I don't know. People hated on Shazam for multiple different reasons. One, because it was bad, but I mean, 2, because again, they had a lot of. I feel like a lot of its trouble lied, and I wouldn't even say it's trouble, but just a lot of DC fans are fucking hateful people. Like, it's just like DCU fans at least are just very hateful people. Like, as far as
it's all fans. There are like
yes.
There's no like fanatical people are not going to have level-headed reactions to any changes of
I can just imagine a black Superman. There's like, oh yeah, you made Superman black. Oh, I didn't want. Can I get my Superman with less side of woke or some shit like that? Like,
man, they said that about every character that's been changed. They said that about Peter Pan.
Facts. They're
Wendy.
having a flip about mermaids.
There's a black Peter Pan.
The new April.
No, there's Tinkerbell is Yara Shahidi.
Shahidi.
And Halle Bailey as
Halle
mermaid.
Lord knows and their shit about.
But the thing is, I almost don't get mad at white people for wanting their characters to stay white because I don't want their hand-me-downs anyway. Like
facts.
Like,
I
don't want your old suspenders and or overalls from the 80s I gotta put on and wear like that's what we wear nowadays. Like those things are done, right? That cycle is gone. Let's go to the Dakotaverse and have some fun with characters that look like us without having to worry about what y'all care about. Like I don't want Wolverine to ever be black, and that's not because I don't think that a black actor could play a great Wolverine. I know that somebody could play a great Wolverine. That it makes
rather than just have Bishop.
I'd rather just you can give me the characters that are already black, and then any universe that we've created for ourselves, we don't have to ask no questions, right? We don't have to ask no questions. We don't have to answer anything other than the performance of the actor/actress. I'm not here for I don't want to ever see a black Batman. I don't care about that stuff. That's their stuff.
Even though there is a black Batman.
That wouldn't even
I know there is. Lucas Fox or something like that. One of the Fox children. It's not the
serious.
It's not the Batwing one. It's like his other. I think he has another son.
He's like legit like Batman.
Yeah, he's Batman in the future. But not too far in the future because there's no Terry
not too
McGinnis.
far. Yeah.
So he's like between Batman Beyond and Batman proper.
Yeah.
But I wasn't interested in that either because I was like, it's not that I'm not interested in a black Batman, but I'm like, first of all, and I don't care how awesome he is, they're not gonna ever let him trump Batman, right? So I get to watch this hand-me-down Batman, the secondary Batman, because they're always gonna keep him limited to what Batman did. He's never gonna do anything more awesome than what Batman did.
I am Batman. I
was interested in it for half a second, and I was like, I know how these things work, right? Like, I'm not interested in feeding that machine. Like, get our characters out there.
Black Batman.
I feel that. So who's gonna be Superman? Is it gonna be? Are they gonna find someone young and relatively unknown?
Yeah. They should make.
Is it gonna be?
They should make Pattinson both Batman and Superman.
Did I say Batman?
Pattinson both Batman. You know what the funny thing is, because because those are not the same universe. The Matt Reeves Batmans, I believe that's the name of the director. Batmans are not. They don't exist in the James Gunn verse, right? Like in his universe.
Mm-hmm.
So because of that, you're not gonna
exist in his universe.
That's true. Right now, it's at the Big Bang stage, right? Everything's all at the same place, right? Like it's all at one single point. But Pattinson could technically play Superman. Now, would he? No, Pattinson can't even put on enough muscle to play Batman. There's no way anyone is going to believe that he's Superman. I think you go two ways with Superman. You either go you either go Generation Y Superman, or you go not Smallville. I think that would work, but I don't think they're gonna do that. I think that I don't think that anybody's that cool in the film industry that they would actually make the Smallville guy Superman. Like nobody's that cool. Like that would be hilariously cool. Like it would just be it would be big news because everybody would be like, oh snap, this is the Smallville guy, and it would also be kind of the kind of move that I think would get people interested in Superman again, right? Like so you're gonna get eyes on it, and you're gonna get people to be like, maybe I'll check out some of these, maybe I'll watch Smallville again, like stuff like that to get you excited for Superman. I don't think they're cool enough to do that. I think you go either super young or super old. You either go gray hair Superman or gray streak Superman. Right, the one in Kingdom Come, Superman, right, the one who's pretty much invincible, and then or you go, I mean, more invincible than Superman already is.
Yeah,
but,
Kingdom Come Superman's a different fucking Superman.
Yeah, no, that's
How
Superman's.
can you be more invincible?
I think
you can be.
I think he developed like a resistance to kryptonite at that point. Yep. So it was like
not even kryptonite.
Yeah, so it was like like massive nuclear strikes, maybe, maybe.
Well, there's a new power he has where he can manipulate time and space now. He can, like Lex Luthor took him and threw him into a wormhole or a black hole into another universe.
Trying to kill him.
And he tried to kill him, and Superman ripped a hole in space time, came back, and said that he has master his mind so much that not only that he can
so he's beyond breaking physical things now. He's breaking actual physics.
Physics. Yep. I was like, oh, interesting. So this nigga's Jesus. Okay.
So what I'll tell you about Superman is
this nigga's a god.
The reason he is successful is only because he's the first superhero ever. Like really first prominent superhero ever. He's actually not a good character in terms of what people like to see on film, which is why would you get rid of Henry Cavill when he's so popular? Because Superman himself is so hard to make a good Superman movie because he's such a hard character to write for because he has no weaknesses and limitations, and so you give him all of these fake limitations like emotions, like he can't start a new family. Right, he's gonna outlive Lois, right? Like by hundreds of years, thousands of years. Nobody even knows if he can die of old age, right? Yeah. No one's ever written a Superman dying peacefully in his sleep, so we don't know if he can even die of old age. The man might just be a silver fox forever.
Maybe like Omni-Man.
Yeah, he might not ever die, right? So the fact that no one's ever even seen Superman past his looking past his mid-50s.
League, he just goes off and travels the galaxy. Like I remember,
I don't know. He's still on Earth because remember he's in Batman Beyond. He's still the leader of the Justice League.
Yeah,
he's the only remaining member. Yeah. All the other members are either dead or retired. Remaining
true member.
Yeah, like the rest of the members, like the rest of the people are either their kids or their replacements. Like he's the only one left, and he's just got the silver. He's just got the silver on the sides. Yeah. Right? Like he even ages. His hair even ages super. Like it goes. It's even on both sides. It's either that or he's joined Just for Men, and that's just embarrassing, right? Like at this point, Superman, you're Superman. Let it go, right? Don't LeBron this thing. Like just let it go. But anyway, the and I'm talking all that trash, but I definitely haven't let mine go either, LeBron. But what I'm saying is like the Superman's a bad character in general. So you have to have an actor that people like playing him in order for people to even want to check it out. It's such a hard character to write. What do you write? Oh no, Lois is in danger? That is literally the plot line to every Superman movie. Oh no, Lois is in danger, and he really loves Lois, right? Why? None of the Loises have ever been that attractive to me, so it's got to be something else. Like, none of them have ever been like, I'll kill.
She has a beautiful mind, AJ.
Listen, there isn't a. He's gonna outlive her. What's he gonna do when she dies?
Yep. I've always thought
he's gonna lament her for another 200 years.
Has always been that Wonder Woman.
200 years isn't long enough.
Like, I loved when the animated movies did the whole Wonder Woman Superman thing because like it made so much sense to me.
Wonder Woman Superman makes
even like in the animated movies they eventually like break up and he goes to Lois.
And he goes to Lois. Well, see, the way that they wrote Superman and Kryptonians is that they fall in love really hard and then they don't. That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
One made for life.
Well, once they get true love, they're like they like this person has no flaws to their eyes. Like they can age and become. She could look like the Crypt Keeper, and Superman's gonna be deadly in love with her, or whatever kind of thing. Because they had to, which is another one of those things I hate about Superman. It's like they have to write him perfect, and then somehow still they're trying to pretend like there's stakes in his movies. Mm-hmm. Which is why you need a good actor. Once again, this is where we go back to like you get rid of Henry Cavill, and now you have to find somebody that we like enough to go along with this crazy story that makes no sense and has no actual like plot or character development or anything like that. I don't know. Nobody's gonna play him, so that's the key. They're just gonna keep talking about him like Voldemort.
Pretty much.
They're just gonna keep talking about the fact that there's a Superman out there, but you'll never see him on camera again.
That's such a waste.
People shall not leap a tall building in a single bound.
What? Like, what are? I wonder what those conversations are like. You know what? We're gonna pay this director, but we're not gonna pay this dude over here.
Well, it wasn't like that.
Convincing looking Superman probably ever.
It's not like that. What happened is James Gunn said no more Henry Cavill. They gave him the keys to the kingdom, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm going a different direction."
He could play Gray Fox Superman perfectly.
He is Superman.
He could do it all.
Yeah, he is Superman. He could have played Smallville. I don't know if y'all ever seen what's that movie? It's one of my favorite movies.
Crisis.
No, the movie he played Stardust. In Stardust, he looks like the dude who played Superman in Smallville. Like he's younger, he's not as big and built, but he still looks he looks like a handsome young man with black hair. That's Smallville.
That's it.
Like he could have played Superman pretty much from birth. So like he could have been the baby inside the little pod. Yep. They could have waited 5 years and shot him going to school. They could have waited another 10 to 15 years and shot him in the awkward teenage phase. They could have shot Smallville at that time, and then they could have waited another five years and shot him going to Metropolis. Like he literally could have played Superman throughout the arc of his life.
Definitely could have.
Man was born to play Superman.
But clearly, this
James
tremendous director knows best.
Maybe he had something brilliant in mind for Superman.
All right, you know what? Just give it to us. The Blerdimension team will produce it. We got this.
No,
we got it.
I'm not gonna let us attach ourselves to that stinker. Like, there's no way. There's no way I would let us attach
not after they fired the real Superman.
Yeah, you fire actual Superman, right? Like you fire Superman.
Immediately hire Henry Cavill back. We would meet him immediately. Be like, listen, here's your job.
Well, if we're allowed to do that, then okay. Yes,
right?
Yes. Blerdimension would love to do it.
That's the only way.
We would immediately do that, and then after that, we would call The Rock and let him know, like, listen, you're still not getting, not the second one. Appreciate your service.
No, I would do a short of them fighting just because that's all we wanted to see. We didn't actually.
Why are people so mad about Black Adam? I don't.
It was a bad movie.
It was a bad movie. It was
a really bad movie.
I mean, is it that much worse than any of the other DC movies?
No, that's the problem. That's the
no. It was pretty bad. It was on the bottom.
It was on the bottom.
The bottom?
Yes,
it's definitely.
It's worse than it's. I think that it's on the same level as Shazam, except for it wasn't supposed to be there. Right? Exactly. Shazam was supposed to be corny. Like that's part of it. Because it's a child playing a grown man, so it's he's supposed to sound like an idiot, right? Because Because even though he has the wisdom of Solomon, he still has the mind of a child. So it doesn't even matter.
Okay. So Batman and Superman, Batman v Superman, whatever it was called.
We're not doing that.
You think that's a better movie than Black Adam?
I would watch. You know what? I would watch if I had to watch one of them all the way through. I would rather watch Batman v Superman, even though it wasn't good. If I had to watch clips of one, I would rather watch Shazam.
Right. Yeah.
So Shazam had better visuals, but it was a worse movie. Batman v Superman had terrible.
I'm talking
visuals.
about Black Adam, not Shazam.
I'm sorry. I meant Black Adam. I would rather watch. If I had to watch one all the way through, and I fell asleep the second time I tried to watch Batman v Superman. But I would take my eyes open and watch Batman v Superman again before I watch Shazam again. But if I had to watch clips of the movie, I would watch clips of Shazam before I watched Batman v Superman as a movie.
You just hated that much.
Sorry,
you don't even want to say it. You don't even want to call it the right movie.
I'm sorry, Black
you hate
Adam.
it that much.
No, I don't. I'm just mad because it was so corny at times that I was like, dang, because this is The Rock, man. I'm rocking with The Rock. Wherever he goes, I'm like, I'm gonna give it a shot.
I don't watch it.
It's The Rock.
Was he
wasn't the problem.
We know you watch.
He wasn't.
Respect you.
He was The Rock. He wasn't.
That you just didn't get all the creative input you were supposed to in Black Adam because
who wrote it is my question, and
who
I
wrote
hope The Rock didn't write it, because if that's the case, he needs to just stick to being the most charismatic man on the planet and stay away from the pen. But in terms of like The Rock's performance, I have no problem with his performance. Right, like this is very Rock-esque performance.
Everything else.
Yeah, Shazam was just Shazam. He didn't really have much of. Dang it, Black Adam was just Black Adam. He was, but
fucking up.
Yeah, hey, look, man, I'm still doing better than that movie did. The point is, the writing was just.
There goes our cameos.
It was too predictable, and I hated like the kid element. First of all, that kid was too old to play the character that they made him play. Right, like that kid looked like he was about 14, 15, and he was tying a cape around and riding skateboards, and like pretending to be a superhero. And I was like, okay, like that to me was like unbelievable. Like, you know how horrible kids are at that age?
Yep, awful.
You can't get them to be heroes. I'm sorry.
No. You can barely get them to do anything not selfishly and like selfishly focused.
Yes, like
we could talk about all the different things that movie.
I don't understand why they even had a kid in the movie.
No idea.
We didn't need
I don't
him.
understand why they had half of the people they had in that movie, to be honest.
Damn.
Black Adam's a very simple story, and I would have watched the very simple.
You could have just had him killing people for an hour and 30 minutes, and we would have enjoyed that movie. That was what we wanted.
Better. That's what we wanted.
Is him, and he killed a lot of people, right? And I'm very appreciative of the effects.
Not enough.
But when the kid was involved, and when you listen to the story, and then the villain was kind of lame, and the villain shows up at the very end, which is always a bad sign, like in a movie. When the main villain shows up at the very end,
the last 15 minutes of the movie,
it's always a bad sign.
Like
hasn't been a movie that's been good that has had that plot line where the villain's like, I'm now the ultimate power. Like, no,
I am now power.
Exactly. You need a constant threat to drive the character along, and it's hard to do that with a character as strong as Superman. So once again, you see the failures of those kind of movies, right? So I don't know. It was a bad movie, but The Rock was good in it, right? Like, he was The Rock, and I'm said Shazam again. Black Adam was Black Adam. He was cool, and I would love for them to do a 15-minute short of him fighting Henry Cavill Superman. That's all I want.
I just don't like that people are coming at it so hard, like compared to all these other.
No. It's not
long list of garbage DC movies.
It's a bad movie. He's not bad in it. I also liked Aldous Hodge's character. I also liked Hawkman, even though I liked Aldous Hodge. I didn't like Hawkman.
Oh, I didn't like Hawkman. No,
but I liked Aldous Hodge.
Pretentious asshole.
Aldous Hodge was the best actor in the movie in terms of performance.
I like Pierce Brosnan.
Pierce Brosnan did a great job too.
Got their face.
There were actually shining moments in the movie. It's the plot.
See, and that's also real fast. Last tangent, and then we can wrap this up. Dr. Fate, I hate it so much Because if you understood the power level that Dr. Fate has in the comic books,
He's Doctor Strange, but he's stronger.
He's Doctor Strange's ass would get his ass whooped by Dr. Fate.
Yeah, he's
fully powered.
Yes.
Like bar to bar, Dr. Fate would drag Doctor Strange's ass against the ground.
Which is why they killed him.
Fact.
You can't have someone stronger than Black Adam in Black Adam's movie. So they were like, well,
even Black Adam would get like the work if Dr. Fate actually went hard. If they allowed him to have a bit of the power he actually has. Dr. Fate can whoop Superman's ass.
Yeah.
Like it has.
He has.
Situation.
Yes.
He's going to need to hire y'all niggas. Set up some of these movies.
It's not too late. They can still
what did Ryan Coogler know about Black Panther before he did Black Panther? We got time. Like, let's go. Come on, somebody hire us. And he was gonna do like Mansa Musa or something like that, and then they hired him for Black Panther. He's like, I'll just do that idea in this.
All right. Well, listen. All right, if y'all listening, we got this. We got this. Hand over the reins.
By the way,
fantastic.
I would like to meet Coogler as well.
Absolutely.
$2 billion $2 billion budget.
But you know what? When you meet Coogler, you don't have to wear a turtleneck or sip out of a small cup.
Absolutely.
But I'll bring my small
He'll
cup.
do it anyway.
Coogler's pretty down to earth. I don't think you need to do. He looks or he seems. I don't know the guy. Come on.
We'll book Coogler for season 5.
That's season 5. Yeah,
there we go.
Yeah.
Kick that down the road.
Because we got Sam Jackson in 4 and Majors at the end of the year. So
yeah.
It's such a busy schedule.
Stay tuned because the next interview is with MKBHD and we're
that one's a 16-parter, like we said.
It's gonna be pretty intense.
One for every nigga that's not on the channel.
One for every nigga that should be on his channel.
There we go. I like how you think.
It's just gonna be a bunch of interviews where we say, is he good enough? Is this guy good enough to work in your office? Can he do something? Can he do sound? Does this guy do sound? We're gonna go over black. We're just gonna go over black resumes with him. Now, as you can see, this guy is very qualified.
We gotta take the names off.
This lady is very qualified. She's, and we gotta find the most, overqualified and generically named.
Yep.
No, we'll just take the names off it. We'll just take the names off.
No, leave them on and make it so white that it's like enticing.
Exactly.
It's like find the black people with
the whitest
with
names.
Dutch names, right? Yep. Names that you just don't expect to see on our skin tone, right? But like they had some cool parents, and like the Helgas, the black Helgas out there.
The black Helgas.
Like
you out there.
Like we find a black Helga, we're in the money, and I think that's what we need to do. We just show them a list of qualified white sounding named black people.
Yep.
Would you hire this person and then bring them in there?
Would you hire this person?
Would you still hire this person?
Right.
Do you see the problem? All right, we'll cover more of this in episode 2.
Right.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
And 16 episodes later. 16 episodes later, he hires Rachel Dolezal.
I'm done. Wow.
And we just have to accept that that's as close as he's gonna get.
Oh my!
That's the twist. That's the twist. Is that we're the ones who change.
Absolutely. He teaches us something.
Listen, we're gonna walk into his office. His staff is gonna be confused. Marcus, I didn't know you had a twin.
It's like, oh, it's his brother. He brought his family in.
Should have told us it was bring your family to work day.
We would have brought ours.
That would be hilarious is if one of his staff members had like a black family member. That would be the best. It's bring your family to work day, and everybody just brings, and there's just this one random black person, and he's like, what's going on here? Oh, that's my brother James.
Oh my gosh! Yeah. So let's.
You know what? Maybe he has the same issue as my bully from high school. There can only be one.
Yeah. Or like Jet Li in that movie. There can only be one. Like I don't want to be nowhere near
one. I am the one.
Highlander shit. All right. So let's talk about what's good with y'all since the last time we We seen you.
We doing that over some Game Beast or what are we doing?
I'm nowhere near
Nah,
a
y'all niggas can't
console.
focus.
There's been some changes
rearranging.
Rearranging.
Somebody might be vacating the premises for greener pastures.
Oh,
that sounds like I'm dying.
Okay, then
Well,
niggas
there's
want
some-
money.
You okay?
Right, as long as you're not vacating the earthly plane.
No, not the earthly plane. Not yet.
All right.
We all got our time.
That you're right.
Yeah,
Right.
I just hope mine's pretty far off. Unless things get really bad, and then I wish I could hope I can move the data without.
Understandable. Understand. You know, nobody wants to live through an actual apocalypse. That sounds terrible.
Yeah, exactly. Like I want the apocalypse. It can start like 11:59 on the day I pass. Like it can be like.
All right, y'all. I'm out of here. Y'all have at it. All right.
Absolutely.
Oh shit. All right.
Where's your console?
Downstairs somewhere.
Damn.
I will be able to game afterwards, but
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be on while we're doing what's good.
Gotcha. For me, I watched Glass Onion. We can talk about that a little bit. Because I didn't see Knives Out. My wife saw the Glass Onion thing on Netflix.
You got to see Knives Out, man. You still, I guess it doesn't ruin anything. You should still watch Knives Out. It's a great movie.
Not like
when I was reading, when I was reading the synopsis, the first one, I have no idea.
Glass Onion is on Netflix, right?
Yes, Glass Onion is on Netflix.
I don't know. I watched Knives. I think I purchased Knives Out.
Yeah, so. I think because there was a cost involved.
Knives Out is one of my favorite mystery movies of all time, which is why the Glass Onion is not one of my favorite mystery movies because they're not very. They're not similar. So I won't spoil Knives Out. I won't spoil Knives Out since I know you haven't seen it.
I mean, it's okay.
Yeah.
No. This is the kind of movie you can't spoil. Like I don't care about spoilers, but I won't. I want Suave to experience it the way that you're supposed to experience it.
Knives Out is not on Netflix.
So
I thought it was.
No, Glass Onion is
Glass
on
Onion. It's a Knives Out mystery, and that's on Netflix. But Knives Out,
it may be on Hulu or HBO Max.
Yeah, it'll probably be on one of those. But so for me, Knives Out, I felt like Glass Onion was a response to Knives Out. Where like in Knives Out, you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I didn't hear that. I can't believe I didn't see that. I can't believe I didn't watch that carefully enough. I can't believe I didn't. And then Glass Onion, which I mean, Carl doesn't care about spoilers. And spoiler alert for anybody who's going to watch this on YouTube. Glass Onion is like, there is no mystery. Like everything was. He's so brilliant that he was smarter than the guy than the criminal. So he made up this whole intricate tale, and then at the end it unravels because he realizes this guy's a dumbass. And I'm the one.
I've been overestimating him.
He's like, this guy is literally an idiot.
He is by far the stupidest.
Absolutely. The mystery is how he got into this position.
The mystery is how he didn't kill himself earlier. Like he didn't drown in the bathtub. He didn't, he didn't walk off a cliff. He didn't drown in the rain. Like looking up at the clouds. Like he
said, drown in the rain.
That's the mystery.
How are you breathing?
Yes. So what I didn't like is because I expected, once again, Rian Johnson does what Rian Johnson does. He subverts things. Mm-hmm. So, he knows that Knives Out was a great mystery, right? He knows it because he believes it, I'm sure. And there's a level of arrogance you have to do the work he does. And because people have told him over and over and over again that movie's great, right?
Yeah.
So it's great mystery. Glass Onion is the exact opposite of great mystery. It is the subversion of a great mystery. You think you're watching a mystery, so you're looking really, really, really hard for the clues. You're trying to beat the main detective to the punch, like you do in mystery book, and that's the thing you do in a mystery novel or in a mystery movie. You're like, I want to see if I can figure this out, and then and if you can't figure it out, you want to see what you missed.
Yeah,
like so you're like, oh, like that's where the whole flashback scene. That's a tropey thing that happens in mystery movies and mystery novels, where like you flash back so that you can see what you missed, what you didn't look at correctly. So Glass Onion, right? That doesn't exist. So all the tropes
No, it doesn't.
for a mystery movie go out the window. He does one of the most hacky tropes in the history of, like, he literally, there's something you're not supposed to do in a mystery movie. And like I said, spoiler alert, you're not supposed to have twins in a movie that you don't establish in the beginning. Yeah. You establish them in the beginning, you can do whatever you want with twins, right?
Yep.
Like that just adds to like things. It's like there's this saying in like when you're writing movies or screenplay books or screenplays or anything like that. If there's screenplays is where the saying comes from, but it's like if there's a gun in the first act, or playwrights, something like that. Plays, screenplays, same thing. Like if there's a gun in the first act, you gotta fire it by the third. You have to fire that. You can't tell me there's a gun here and not fire it. Well, in a movie like this, the inverse is also true. You can't pull out a gun out of nowhere and fire it, right?
Yeah.
Like, so you can't be like, there's no gun, bang, you're dead. Like, somebody can't do that. You can't do that either. So what he did was, that's a rule. He broke this rule on purpose, right? Like he does everything. They did. Like the subversion was, let's subvert this entire thing, right? Like that's who he is as a director. So he's like, okay, now I'm just gonna give her a twin that we never talked about.
Never heard of.
I don't even know if we talked about her having a sister.
No, we don't know anything about Andy, except that she was somehow wronged by these people,
and she was pissed.
And this one nigga in particular. That's it.
Yeah, right.
That's her whole
I
story.
want to punch this guy in the face. That's all I'm hearing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You want to punch him in the face.
Oh, he's
Oh wait, you talking about the director, or are you talking about the guy from the movie?
Oh, well, yeah.
I mean, understandable. Understandable, because like
he pisses people off all the time.
When we started it, because it said it was a mystery, my wife was like, "Do you think you'll be able to guess who did it?" And I was like, "No, because the people who made this know who did it, and they can make sure that I can't guess it." And then that's exactly what happened.
Yes, but that's not how mystery shows work, right? It is, but it shouldn't be so obvious that they did that to you, right? You should be surprised still, right? Which is why it's so hard to do mysteries, which is why the people who do them well are so rich, right? Because it's really hard to write mysteries, right? But the people who do them well, they give you all the information and you still don't figure it out. That's what makes a good mystery. If you figure it out before they reveal it, it's not a good mystery book. It's not a good mystery story, right? So what he did, like I said, is he subverted all the rules on purpose, right? The only clue he gave you that something was up was that Andy broke the box at the beginning, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Andy's as smart as he is.
Yeah, smarter.
But he had planted, smarter, right? He's an idiot. So yeah, she's the brain. So she would have, like, those puzzles probably would have been something that she introduced to him. For all we know, that's the kind of character he is.
Right.
So she breaks the box, but she's angry too, so it fits her character, right?
Exactly.
So that's the only mystery in the whole thing, or the only mysterious thing. It's not a mystery, right? Because he didn't give you enough clues for it to be considered a mystery. It's a surprise, is what it is, and the surprises are not mysteries. So. And then you find out halfway through that, but you're still trying to figure it out.
Yeah,
even though you found out, you're still trying to figure it out. And then he shows you, you're still trying to figure this out? Let me show you why that's stupid. I've already told you this ain't a mystery no more. This is just a movie. You were watching a very good movie, in his opinion, right? And so when I
he should get cut. I'm just getting mad hearing your explanation. I don't even know what this guy looks like. I probably want to fight him in the street.
I don't know what Ryan Johnson looks like. But I just didn't like the subversion of the genre. He knows why you came to see Glass Onion. It's because you love Knives Out. And then he does everything. He does none of the stuff you've seen from Knives Out. It's like your favorite artist plays a new song that's not even the same genre as what they play when you go see him in concert.
Facts.
Like it's like, I'm gonna meet you in the parking lot. And then he's like, this is my new country album. Like, you didn't know that. He didn't tell you bought a ticket for Jay-Z. You thought you were gonna hear the greatest hits. And then he does his country album. Like, he's becoming a country star. Nah, I
gotta sue.
You boo, you throw things at the stage and then you leave. Like, that's what you do as disgruntled fans, right? And that's what he did. He's like, yeah, come in here. This is a Knives Out. This is a Knives Out movie.
Yeah, they put it in the subtitle.
Yes, exactly. That's part of the subversion, and which is his. Like I said, that's my issue with his Star Wars take too. Which is why it was like when he did it to me, I was like, that's the mystery I should have figured out, is that he was gonna screw me again, right? Like he screwed me once, and I was like, you know what? But I was like, his Knives Out movies, that's what he does. So I was like, he's not gonna screw me here. He did it again because that's who he is. He's like, whenever you guys want me to zig, I'm a zag. And that to me is not good film. That's not just because like it's good to go against the grain when you have something to say. Mm-hmm. If you're going against the grain because it's the opposite direction of the grain, right? You're gonna mess up a lot of stuff. Like the grain's going that direction for a reason. Like there's a reason for it. And so if you don't artistically and intelligently go against the grain, you're going to make something ugly.
He's a bum.
He's a oh shit.
But yeah, so that's why I hated Knives Out. Not because it was necessary. Oh, not Knives Out. Glass Onion. Not because it was a bad movie, right? Like in terms of, it was interesting the whole way through until the end. But a bad ending ruins a whole movie. Like I can't sit through all that build up again just to be disappointed again. And it's a mystery, which they're hard to rewatch anyway. You got to give them. Yeah. They have like a cool down period before you can watch them again.
Facts.
So it's like it's a bad mystery movie, but purposefully done, right? It's like hipster art. That's what it reminds me of, hipster stuff. And it's nothing I hate more
than hipster stuff.
Hipster stuff. You're doing it because you're doing it to I keep saying subvert. I'm not gonna say it again. You're doing it because everybody else wants you to do something else.
Yeah.
And so that's what hipsters do. Right?
Like contrarian for no reason.
Yes, exactly. I could have used contrarian. I know that word. Anyway,
you
know what people want, and you do the opposite, and you think that you're cool or you're creative or you're whatever. It comes off as arrogant to me too.
Groundbreaking.
Yeah, like some of the stuff he said about the Star Wars movies, right? Like if 50% of the people who watch my movies aren't upset, I haven't done my job, or so he said some crazy thing like that. Or it's like that's not true. You want people to think
shit up.
Yeah, you're just saying that to be like, I want people to be challenged by my movies. You didn't challenge people, you upset them. That's not really the same thing. No. Like it comes, sometimes it comes with the territory. You challenge them, they get upset. They ain't come here to be challenged. But you just made a bad movie and then wanted to be like, well, 50% of the people liked it. So
right.
But yeah.
Must be good because of this metric I just made up.
Yes, exactly. But for you, how was the Glass Onion? Now that
trash in the visual.
I mean, I don't know. Like I think the visuals were really good. Mm-hmm. I definitely didn't guess what was gonna happen. Like up to the end, they just kept doing shit, and I was like,
"How could you?
What's happening?"
Literally hid it from me the whole time.
Absolutely, took me on an absolute ride. I was like, well, here we are.
The magician's like, pick a card, any card, and at the end he pulls a quarter out of your ear, and that's the end of the trick. It's like,
and then like at the end, this man who killed my sister deserved violence. Like, yes, I'm going to ruin this painting. I'm going to ruin your life. I'm also going to end it. You don't get to live through this.
That's true. She probably should have spent most of the time beating him up. But
absolutely,
what she did with the painting doesn't just kill him. Like, it ruins his legacy in a way.
That's true.
Like, you destroy the Mona Lisa. You're the guy who destroyed the Mona Lisa forever. And he was gonna be the exact opposite at the beginning of the movie. This guy was, he was about to be, the guy who, he found a way to crystallize energy, right? Like, so he went from being Tony Stark to being like, just some random like to being like Baron Zemo,
some fucking bum.
Yeah, he goes the exact opposite direction. They're not going to remember him fondly. He destroyed the Mona Lisa. Like, you can't even imagine what impact that would have on you in this world right now with the internet, with Twitter. The man wouldn't be able to step outside of his private island.
No, I mean you
Which he would then lose because friends would repossess his private
absolutely.
island.
Listen, yeah, like it would definitely be very painful. That's gonna be the second pain though. The first pain is gonna be what I'm gonna inflict upon you for like killing my family member.
Well,
And then you're gonna have a
technically-
fucking nation state on your head, and that's gonna be a different kind of pain. Enjoy that.
That's true. That's true because like I keep forgetting that he actually did kill her, right? Because the whole idea was that she committed suicide. Like that's the thing.
No, he
Right.
actually killed her.
He actually killed her, which was I keep forgetting about that part because by that time I was so done with.
It was very far removed from the plot. It was just something that had happened in the beginning.
Yeah, because she wasn't even dead at the beginning of the movie.
No,
she was there.
So then it was like, oh, she's been dead the whole, and you're just fucking whiplash.
And then I hate that her sister was stupid too. I'm like, come on, man, don't tell me that happens to twins. I have twins. I have a special place in my heart.
Stupid.
She was stupid.
Wow,
She was stupid. Okay, let's not say stupid. She was worse than normal.
Yes.
Like she was a little below normal. Like, and she wanted
took some
to be
real
that
good
way.
notes, AJ.
That's true. Never mind. She's a regular.
So you said she was a teacher, wasn't she?
Yeah, but what does she teach? You can be a teacher and be below normal. There are some teaching jobs they can be below. Teaching kindergartners as an adult, all of us should be able to teach kindergartners.
Well, someone who's below normal fooled all them motherfuckers. So that's just
I'm just I'm being facetious. She obviously wasn't below normal. I just hate when people do that to twins because I have a weird thing with twins, like the whole Harry Potter thing. They kill one of the twins. I don't know which one it was. But I was like, no, you either kill both twins or you kill no twins. That's my rule in every movie I watch. If a twin dies, that second twin better be right after. It better be like, oh, I died. Oh, I guess I'm dead too. Like that's how I want my twins. Like they both fall out or both twins survive. That's my rule.
Understandable. I don't know.
Anything else?
No, I don't think so. I probably wouldn't have picked this, but Janelle Monáe was in it, and my wife was like, all right, we're watching this. And I was like, all right, we're watching this.
She did good.
She did good.
She was good in
playing both twins.
My sister, by the way, loved it because she loved the fact that she loved that the whole thing kind of revolves around
Shauna or Brie.
Brie.
Yeah, of course.
And the character was and she was good. Like she played Andy and she played the other twin that I care less about.
Damn.
I forgot her name. Damn.
Yeah,
Helen. Helen was her name.
Yeah, regular name too. Yeah.
Well, they both had like classical Greek names, Cassandra and Helen.
Yeah, but
so one was destined to die.
Helen and Cassandra. Let's be honest. Like we're way past like Helen of Troy. Like that's a regular name now. You don't name your best women Helen.
I mean, if you're writing a story, maybe you say
no.
You know what? We should move on. We're gonna put a pin in AJ hating on this.
Definitely move on. Move on and don't come back.
So everyone named Helen. I'm just joking.
What kind of women gets called Helen, AJ?
The most beautiful woman in the world, obviously. Achilles got murdered because of a Helen, right?
There you go. I finally watched You People. That thing was pretty funny. I liked it.
What do you mean?
You liked it?
Yeah. I feel like I'm pretty easy to please. Like I don't expect a lot from my movies because I don't expect a lot from like the average person, honestly.
Well,
and so it's like, all right, this is the movie. I'm gonna take it for what it is.
There were some funny parts.
They said the lines. There was a couple good jokes in there. Some things they said that was like, oh, okay, I know what I get this reference. Like, all right.
Oh, that's the Lauren London joint.
Yeah, with
Jonah Hill.
Jonah Hill, that's his name.
Lauren London.
So, this
with
man.
Jonah Hill. Right. No, say the whole sentence. Lauren London with Jonah Hill. Say it. Say it. Let that sink in.
Jonah Hill is not there in his mind.
Hey, let that man.
No, let that sink in. I want you to feel that.
Let that man cook. He had the Matthew McConaughey hair.
He did.
Flowing.
Listen.
He had the beard scruff looking like Thor.
The hair looked extra greasy.
You know what he looked like? He looked like a less attractive.
type of way, AJ?
That hair looked flammable.
It's Lauren London and Jonah Hill. Carl, what are you asking me? What are you asking me? That's my question.
I'm just.
It makes me feel
sounds like you feel a certain way.
No. I'm literally just repeating the two main characters, two main actors, Lauren London and Jonah Hill. That's all I'm doing.
We had this similar discussion with Grant Gustin and Candace Patton.
That's
a long time ago.
That's way better. I can see a Grant Gustin picking up a Candace Patton in Silicon Valley.
Absolutely.
In Silicon Valley, if you look like Grant Gustin, you probably would marry a Candace Patton if you had the opportunity,
Absolutely.
right?
Good point.
But Jonah Hill and Lauren London is what we're talking about.
That's what we're talking about.
He's funny.
Explain it.
There you go.
Funny is
He's funny. Anthony Anderson, Lauren London, right? That makes sense too, right?
Yeah.
No, because Jonah Hill's funny. Anthony Anderson is hilarious. We know it. Blackish is a great show.
But he too old for it.
Anthony Anderson,
Blackish
Lauren
is certainly
London.
a show. I can't. I think he's too old for her.
Oh, okay. That's what you're saying? You're saying you don't think I can pick a younger black comedian? Is that what you're saying? There are no more? That was off the top of my head. That's off the top of my head.
Well,
Hannibal Buress, Lauren London. We love that.
That'll work.
We love that, don't we?
That'll work.
If she has the same sense of humor, I feel like Hannibal Buress is not necessarily for everybody. I think he's funny.
But Jonah Hill's got that wide-reaching comedy. Like we all know. What's your favorite Jonah Hill joke? We all got that. I love my Jonah Hill.
This nigga's passionate about it. Yo, he said, click.
Where those Uzis come from?
Shooting bullet holes and all this shit. I am killing this now.
You came strapped. You came strapped. I see the Uzis, man.
He's like, I've been waiting 3 seasons to pull this bitch.
It's Lauren London and Jonah Hill.
Let me drop.
Pulled out my hand.
3 seasons to pull this bitch out. I'm about to air it out right now.
Don't catch me with that.
Absolutely. He was like, Lauren, I'm gonna let the chopper spray right quick.
I'm just saying that's what we're doing.
Hey, Swab, and it's all been precision hits too, boy.
Absolutely. This man got the scope out.
No, it's what we're doing here. No, people keep acting like I'm saying something that didn't happen, that did not happen to all of us.
You're right. No, you're right. I've been a victim of that too. I've been a victim of that too. It's just funnier. God. It's just funnier for you because the way you said it. You're like was a little funny.
No. I'll make jokes. First of all, I would never say AJ Nelson and Lauren London, right? Not out loud, right? Not out loud. Secretly somewhere where you guys can't hear me, I probably said it before.
Your wife would probably kill you first.
I'm talking about the past, right?
Before. We talking about before times.
Yeah, that's true. She might punch me in the face just for saying it now, but I'm saying I would never put my name together with her, right? Not out loud in front of y'all niggas. Like I would not say that to you. I would never say AJ Nelson, Lauren London.
Oh man.
I see it.
It's perfect.
I see more AJ with Emma Stone.
Emma Stone? That's how you
with Emma Stone? There's no evidence of an Emma Stone ever being in my past.
You're right. Okay, I'm sorry. Aubrey Plaza.
There's definitely no Aubrey Plazas in my back. What you're doing is you're going a certain direction here, and you're miscategorizing me. You're miscategorizing me.
So you going down the wrong road.
Those are lovely women. Love them in everything they do. You're going the wrong direction with me.
Which direction? Which spectrum of direction am I supposed to be going?
On Blerdimension, you're not allowed to go that direction with me. It doesn't matter what could happen in reality.
Which direction am I supposed to be going?
Respect me on Blerdimension.
Give me a placeholder.
Look, I'm not trying to match myself.
He already
with
did.
anybody. I'm not trying to match myself with anybody. I was just saying what we were doing. You guys literally, what have I said?
He gave you the North Star, JK. He said you are not following the drinking gourd in this bit.
All I'm telling you, all I've said.
His North Star was false.
All I did name the
Lauren Hill and Jonah.
Lauren London. Lauren Hill would also
Lauren
be
Hill. Lauren Hill would be a bad pick.
She's too old for she's too old. And has kids Jonah Hill's age.
Yeah.
But Lauren London, Jonah Hill's all I said. I haven't said anything else about the choices, the casting. Right?
What got me was, do we all have a favorite Jonah Hill joke?
I was like, I was legit trying to think of one. I was like, shit.
I don't think he's a real comedian. I think he's a comedic actor. Is the point.
Only funny things I'm thinking about is fucking Superbad.
Yeah, like I can't.
Scarface.
I can't even.
That's who you need in a movie, though. A comedic actor. Because that's somebody I'm gonna believe. Now you.
No, you believe it though. Is that what you said? You said.
I don't believe it for a second.
No, I was just asking. Clarification. You believe it, right?
All I know is
you were able to suspend your disbelief.
You know what the crazy thing is?
She acted her butt off in that whole thing.
No, she didn't.
No, she did not.
It like they liked each other.
No, Jonah carried
and
that.
Then they were just together.
The crazy thing is
like
that other people had the same feeling as AJ. Okay, I saw on Instagram. They were like, "Yo, who the fuck did this? Jonah Hill and Lauren London, really? Who the fuck did this?"
To be honest, in reality, if I saw a Jonah Hill and a Lauren London, right, like that's none of my business. I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just thought there was like a weird casting to begin with. Even just the fact that it's like Jonah Hill is just not the kind of character I would see.
And then Jamie Foxx and Sanaa Lathan. No, that's not.
But like, he's just not the. This is basically Guess Who, right?
Who are the parents?
So who would you believe? Would you believe like Henry Cavill and Lauren London? Would you believe?
They ain't funny.
I mean, but I'm saying like of comedians. You can pick 1,000 comedians or comedic actors, and I could believe them more than Jonah Hill.
Give me one. Well, throw him out there.
Throw one.
I don't. Shoot. Let's look up now. My white comedic actors. I'm blanking entirely.
Adam Sandler.
Oh hell no!
That's
Jonah Hill.
Old and
that's Jonah Hill.
That is not Jonah.
Same Jewish guy.
That's Jonah Hill, but older.
Jim Carrey.
No, Jim Carrey's too old. You're naming all the old dudes.
He's older than Adam Sandler.
You want younger
or
ones?
Some young.
Ashton Kutcher.
Well, Ashton Kutcher basically did this movie already with Bernie Mac, right? This is Guess Who.
Yeah, it is. It sure is. Michael, what's the dude?
Michael Cera. No, Michael Cera is Jonah Hill. That's Jonah Hill.
He's Jonah Hill. You keep naming Jewish white guys, man.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. You're naming Jewish white guys.
Who else is a comedian with stand-up comedian?
But that's not the point.
No, that is the point because
that's the point.
Because Jonah Hill is a comedic actor.
Background.
He hasn't done stand-up. Right. He hasn't done anything.
But I don't think that skill transfers. Like, to being a good actor, like to being somebody I would believe in a movie. So I don't.
I'm being facetious, obviously. I guess it's not
because Kevin Hart's a great comedian,
but it was such a mismatch. And then not only was it a mismatch to me, but they did not seem to have real chemistry. And I know that like I don't even like saying that, like because I would love for a world where that happens often, right? Where Jonah Hill's and Lauren London's get together all the time, because then that means the world is better somehow. Like, to me, it means that people are a little bit more realistic in terms of what they need versus what they see and want, right? Like maybe he is perfect for it, but he's just in the wrong package, right? Like he's it's the wrong box, but the prize inside is right. Like who cares? Mm-hmm. Like so I have no issue with the actual thing, and I don't even have a problem with interracial relationships. That's like none of my business. That's none of my business.
That's how I'm here.
He said that's what I'm here.
Yeah, if we have interracial relations, we lose tech. And,
there you go.
See?
And then where would we be?
We need one of these young whippersnappers to tell us how to use TikTok. Like I don't know how to use that thing.
Goddamn. So I think I think if Lauren was a better actress, it could have been a much more believable pairing.
So you're putting this on her. You're putting this on
her.
Okay.
You know,
because I feel like she had an insurmountable task that you're telling her. Well, it's not insurmountable. I mean, it's not Kilimanjaro. It's not Everest.
Oh my God!
It's a
hold up! Everybody, stop! Whatever I'm doing, Swab, that shirt. Is that a border shirt, bruh?
Yeah.
All right.
Red bubble.
I'm just glad you represent border because they sure as heck don't represent themselves right now. I haven't seen that anime in 2 years.
Oh my God! I'm like, where is it at? Put more out.
No, where's
so
my
what
game?
made this role particularly challenging for Lauren London, AJ?
Oh, what
right, listen. This brother here, once he gets some gang beats in, and I only until 1:30.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, let me turn this on.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Swab. I'm sorry. That's all my fault. I derailed this again. I haven't been on the podcast in 2 weeks or in 4 weeks, so maybe I had a lot to say.
Exactly.
This man was fully loaded. Oh my God!
I really only said like 6 words. I just happened to say one sentence a lot.
There's a lot of bullets in those 6 words.
We all have our favorite Jonah Hill joke.
A lot of bloodshed out here,
bruh. This man may never recover.
We all have our the way I can't wait to clip that.
Absolutely. Me at a stream marker. We need to come back to this.
Listen, guys. I said, but by the way, I did it.
You did what?
I didn't hate the movie. I watched it. I was like, my whole family. It was me and my whole family in the living room watched that movie. And we was like, yeah, it's all right. It's all right. And it was ending felt a little forced.
Very forced. It felt very forced.
Yeah, it was just like everybody's good automatically. Like there was no. But I mean, I didn't hate the movie. I just really didn't. I wasn't like if they weren't telling me that they loved each other, I wouldn't have felt it. I didn't feel it. No. From the characters.
No, that was not there.
And the kiss at the end was CGI, by the way.
CG. Hey yo. Yes. So I mean, I don't. CGI. So, I'm not gonna say I would lay it directly at Lauren's feet, but I think I'm skipping this.
Do you think Jonah carried his? He carried weight though. Jonah, he did his thing. No, I really want to know.
I think he was very believable, and in all the ways that he could be.
If you're besides Jonah Hill acted like he won the lottery, then I think I could have played that part if I was married to Lauren London.
I believe in you, AJ. I bet you played the hell out of that.
I think all 5 of us,
absolutely
could play the part of being very happy that Lauren London is attracted to us.
Absolutely.
I don't think that would take any. I don't think that
it would take no effort.
No effort. Like of being excited that Lauren London was attracted to us. So I feel like you're giving him a little too much credit and giving her a little too little credit.
You don't even have to play the background music for me. Listen, it would have been it would have been a wrap the moment I stepped in the Uber. I'm like, okay, cool, yeah.
What'd you say? Marriage? Is that what you said? You said marriage? Oh, my bad.
We going to Vegas right now?
My ears. Sorry.
Sorry, there's this ring in my ears.
Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Bruh.
So what else was good with you?
Lauren London's going to be here 6.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, Lauren London's on here soon. Yeah.
All the isekais I'm watching. Saving 80K for my retirement, Handyman, Saito, in another world. Oh, I'm behind on Tokyo Revengers. I need to catch up on that joint. But
you'll be fun editing this.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
And then Trigun Stampede, which my wife be trying to get me to remember to tell y'all every week. Not y'all, but you, AJ, okay? That you have no taste because she loves it. She loves the carrot, all that
First of
stuff.
all, your wife is delightful, and I can't say anything about her because of that.
Yeah.
But if she was a little less delightful, I'd have words for her.
Oh, you know, I will let her know, you know, that you hold her in very high esteem.
She might be right then. I trust her. She might be right. I have no taste.
No, I don't know. And I started watching, because we were talking about like Trigun, I started watching the original. And that thing is wacky. It is, I mean, I haven't gotten super far yet.
It doesn't get serious until like
no, not so way later.
Yeah, like so you know how he went to July in this one?
Yep.
That's where Trigun, the wacky one, gets serious is when he goes to July, because there's a certain thing that happens in July and it forces him to be a little bit more serious. And it definitely has a serious tone to it. It's just he's a very goofy character.
Absolutely.
And I feel like he's more goofy in the older one. And this one he's goofy, but he's also more like emo-y, right? Like the swoosh hair is like affecting his character a little bit.
That's what's making him like kind of
he's got the emo hair. Yeah, you just fall into that without even trying.
So yeah, and then been watching Married at First Sight. They're the current season there in Nashville, and it's certainly something. They've had they're not even out of like the second week of marriage, and we're on like episode 10. I'm like, nigga, what is happening? Like how long is the season gonna be? So I don't know, because they've had like one couple has broken up, and I think honestly the woman was maybe a little bit young for the guy that they picked. She was like 25, and like her mom signed her up, but she was like, you know, I'm serious about my relationships and all this kind of stuff, and I'm looking for, you know, when I'm dating for commitment, whatever. But she was like not here for that nigga at all. She was all this positive vibes only. I'm like, nigga, what? Complaining is how I get through life. Like, I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna be upset about every step of the way. Like, I cannot be close with nobody like that, because, nigga, look at all this shit. It's bad out here. You gonna tell me I can't complain to you?
Yeah, positive vibes. I hate anybody who uses the word vibes anyway. Like, you're already not my type of person. If you use vibes to describe our emotions, then we can't be friends. We
are diametrically opposed.
Yeah, we can't even be acquaintances. Yeah, we are literally like, all right, we will probably repel like opposite poles or like same poles of a magnet. Like they're going other directions.
Absolutely.
Well, damn. Well.
So that what happened? Who else? That's them. They broke up, and there was another. There's an older couple. The dude is like 40 something, and the lady is like late 30s. And he was like, she said that she's not really attracted to gingers and gingery features.
Oh, wow.
My man got red hair and a red beard. Like, yo. And this is on the fucking honeymoon. The next day they at the beach in front of everybody, and he talking about he usually goes for a more slender, athletic type, and like. Only one woman this season is like super, super slim. Like, they panned around the shit. They were all upset about it. I was like, why would you do that to yourself?
Well, I think after she said the ginger guy retaliated, right? Like, he was just
absolutely.
She don't like look. A lot of okay, I gotta say this right.
I think you might not have to say this at all. I think you actually have one more option.
Let's just say people.
Is there a nigga with a gun on screen?
People don't want to hear the truth as much as that people think they would like to. So when she heard that, she was like, damn. Yeah, I don't fit none of that. Like, she could have said, oh, okay. Yeah, cool. Okay. You know, but when she realized she didn't fit that trope or she didn't fit that standard that he had, she got upset at herself and she took it out on that nigga.
Wax standard.
I mean, if that's the case, he did the same shit because he was only saying that after she was talking about not being attracted to gingery features.
What he did was petty. He was being petty,
big time,
petty LaBelle.
So, and then they got back and she was talking about she didn't want to move in. And they had Pastor Cal basically like very gently trying to tell her like, nigga, you need to come into this apartment or we ain't cutting no more checks. Because like she moved
ass in this house.
Absolutely, because they've had people not move in and like the shit never goes anywhere. Like the relationship has no chance to even get off the ground. So he was like, y'all got 2 bedrooms, even if you sleep in separate bedrooms, it's better to be here than not. And like he never said like we're gonna fire you.
We're not paying for 2 cameras. We already got too many other people on this show. We can't afford 1 more camera. Them cameras is expensive. Moving to that house so we can have a camera for each couple, like it's supposed to be.
He didn't say we're gonna fire you, but he was like, you should give it a shot, or like, are y'all getting divorced? I was like,
we're going to our next candidates.
Right.
On the Price is Right.
I think that's it. Did I do? I mean, I played a little bit of Battlefield with some of y'all niggas, which was more enjoyable than I thought it was going to be after like playing the super buggy version, like when it was in beta, when it was about to drop.
It's complete change. It's complete change.
Absolutely. They did a 180 on that thing. It was pretty fun. And I played a little bit of Rocket League. And that was kind of it. I haven't read any new like webtoons or manga, so that's it for me. What's good with y'all niggas? Tech, you got to ready up, my guy. We both sitting here waiting on you like this.
My bad.
Look at that. He didn't ready up. He left.
Disappeared.
Why do that?
Oh Lord!
How many years does it take a cybersecurity specialist to join us?
Yeah, AJ, you go so you can go downstairs and get on yours.
As you know, I was a little under the weather.
He survived.
It is the first time getting it. You know, running from it for 3 years, and then I started working in an office, and go figure, get it within the first 2 months of working there.
God damn.
But yeah, so anyway, I had a lot of time to play games, but no physical strength to do so because that's the worst. That's the sickest I've ever been in my actual life. Right?
So, did you get the medicine?
No, they said I couldn't get it. Said it's too.
Them doctors don't know what the fuck they talking about.
I'm not healthy enough. I mean, I'm too healthy to get it, but I'm not healthy enough to be in shape. Like I don't get it. It was like no, nigga, I could die too.
To help with the symptoms.
Absolutely.
That makes no sense. It's supposed to help with the symptoms.
So my wife and I got it at pretty much the same time. So we quarantined together, which means that we wanted to beat each other up by day 3.
Day 2.
But still, no energy to play games. I literally was just like a zombie. But I did get it. I've been playing Breath of Wild, just because it, you can play it forever. There's really no end to that game if you don't want to end. There's a boxing game that came out. I know. There's
Undisputed?
Yes, Undisputed, right. And so because I have a graphics card now, I was able to actually play it. I thought that was pretty fun. I downloaded and have Guilty Gear Strive. I don't have faith in my internet friends because of previous stuff that happened to me, and we might have talked about earlier on the podcast. So I don't know if I'll ever actually get a chance to play it. But what else did I do? I did watch Trigun Stampede. I'm very disappointed that I like it. I don't like to be wrong. It's not. I still don't like it better than the original. I just don't hate it as much as I expected to hate it. Which I don't know what kind of endorsement that is. But I do wait for the episodes. But I can't watch it. I'm not doing the subs. So I'm way behind all y'all dub. I'm all y'all sub people. I'm still waiting for that dub to come out. I started watching The Mandalorian again. New season just popped out. So episode 2 came out yesterday.
Yep.
And Mandalorian is probably the best thing Star Wars has done since it started. So it's one of the best projects. So I'm really checking into that. As far as like reading, I just reading the regular stuff, like all the stuff we watch, but you know the manga's version of it because it's so much farther ahead. And you know once I get caught up, I'm just like, okay, where do I go from here? And then the manga shows up, and then now I'm stuck on those. So Jujutsu Kaisen is crazy right now in the manga, like the turn it takes. Like I feel like this author does not care what we expect or want to see. I feel like he's just like, yeah, I'm gonna just do some crazy stuff, and so that's kind of what happens. Like just more crazy stuff. Like the manga looks nothing like what the show looks like right now. Like in terms of the characters you see, the people who play important roles in the show. Like it's almost like almost a new cast. And to be fair, it's almost like a new cast almost every 2 chapters. It's like people you're like, this person didn't even exist at the beginning of the show, to as far as my knowledge. It's like the Glass Onion. Like it's just like these jokers didn't even exist and now they're here. But it's still entertaining, so I'm reading it. Black Clover still going on. I'm enjoying that. And then My Hero, right there in the big battle, they're fighting all the bad guys all at once. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So that's what I did. You know, and I also healed from COVID. I'm still currently healing from COVID.
Right.
I'll be able to taste everything soon. I can't taste salt.
Damn. That's rough.
No. Potato chips just taste like other seasonings. They don't taste like salt. It's like if this potato chip has other seasonings on it, I can taste those.
That's it.
Not salt. No, taste
Damn.
potato and other herbs. And no
Right.
salt.
All right. Who else we got? Carl, what's good with you since we last seen you, Doc?
Yeah, so I feel like there's actually not as much content for me that I want to that's out
Check
there.
out.
So I'm kind of upset about that. So because of that, I'm continuing to watch Vinland Saga.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny. That's funnier than a Jonah Hill joke.
Yo, this man.
Put the Uzi away.
I'm just saying,
That's
like,
dangerous.
I'm just saying, like, you said you would never watch Vinland Saga ever again. Last time I don't know what happened in the past the episodes I missed. Maybe you just become a different person. You said because there are no powers that you were done with it.
No, so I kept watching it because I just knew something was going to happen. After a while, it was pretty clear it was not going to be power related. But I'm waiting for this guy's transcendence. Like that's the resolution here. He's going to be transcendent. He hasn't transcended yet. He's approaching it. It seems.
Swab, right? I was trying to take you with me, you goddamn asshole.
So like a couple of things could have happened. He could have attained superior martial arts skills, or become a fighter warrior. He was a very good warrior, but he wasn't like undisputedly the best. Mm-hmm. Or he could be transcendent in his understanding on life and accept the things that have happened and moved on and lived a peaceful life or something like that, right? He's actually close to that now. Mm-hmm. But I highly doubt that that's a likely outcome. I feel like there's going to be some combination of I'm going to have to be a warrior again. And then once I get to this point, I will choose peace. Life goes on. There'll be other wars, but I'm going to choose peace at some point. It's not there yet. And it's not dubbed at this point. It's not dubbed. If you want to stay on the late, I mean, they're dubbing it, but if you want to stay on the latest, I gotta read something. Anyway, let's
I'm
move
just
on.
proud
I'm
of the
watching
growth. I'm just proud of the growth, man. You usually don't watch animes without powers, and the fact that you're
That's
still
because there's a dearth, okay?
no, man. That's growth, man. Just accept it. You're
No.
growing. You're changing.
I don't
It's
like
never
every
too
anime
late.
that's out is I'm in another world. Let's watch the 1000th show about being in another world. I don't want to see that.
That's an isekai, right? And
Yep.
I hope Creston hears that part of this episode because I'm sure he still doesn't know what an isekai is.
Oh no.
It's you're in another world, Creston.
Yeah, that's it. Isekai literally means another world.
Great. Glad to hear it.
Maybe there's another world where he's a train.
There we go. Now we got him, boys.
Isn't that
Turn
Thomas
this nigga into a train.
Thomas the
That was the
what's it called, train? Tank engine, yeah. That world exists already. I don't know how you get there, but
I don't know.
it's
But
definitely
anime
neat.
style.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that doesn't exist yet.
Yeah. I could only take a couple of those, dude. Like I don't want to see the trillionth permutation of the same. Like,
But isn't that all manga in anime? Like it's all a permutation of a story. Like
yeah, okay. Well, then give me powers.
No new stories. Not the new one.
Oh god damn it!
You're not gonna give me powers. Like,
get
get out my face.
Trying
And
to make sure you didn't get jumped down there.
Yeah, that's the
they
truth.
could only make Shield Hero good for one season. So
Oh
like
my
I'm
God,
losing
that
hope on the
was-
whole genre.
Lord,
Unfortunately,
let's not even go there.
Well, that's
To
heartbreaking.
be fair, that was a COVID season, and so I feel like that they rushed it because they had no choice.
I quit on it, AJ.
People were literally dying, and they were like, "We can't.
We gotta do something."
Yeah, we're gonna finish this, but hey, it's gonna limp across the finish line. And absolutely rushed. You're right. It wasn't worth the watch, but I feel like they get a do over because of the COVID. That's when that came out. That's when they were.
We'll
That's
see.
when they were working on it.
I'm not even gonna finish the season because I couldn't.
Yeah, no. There's no need. Nothing really happens. Raptalia gets to become something like the Shield Hero, but also not.
Her own, yeah. Her own
She gets that super katana thing, and she becomes like the Shield Hero.
The sword hero.
She becomes a sword hero. In fact,
She becomes a sword hero. Yeah.
Oh, that's exciting. Yeah, looking forward to it.
I feel like that will be cool if the animation lives up to and the story live up to the first season. But yeah, if the second season is an omen, get out of here. Don't go back.
Yeah, keep it.
All I'm getting is crate. I can't see anything.
I can't see.
I've been waiting for his Dark Materials to come back, only to discover it's been out and the entire season came and went. So
Yep.
I binged the entire his Dark Materials in like a night and a half.
Wow.
Oh, Shadow and Bone is coming back
Sorry.
in 6 days. If y'all watching that,
I'm
16.
definitely gonna
What
watch
is?
that. I'm definitely
Shadow and Bone.
Oh yeah.
I didn't even
I'm
watch that. I was reading the book at one point, and then
like it's a dearth out here for me. So I binged that. That's the problem. I keep binging it and then whatever.
yeah, man, you gotta
No. Snowfall started again, so I'm watching
yeah, I
that
saw
with my
that.
wife. Matter of fact, we watched the latest one this evening. Yeah, like if parts of LA is truly like it that was reality, like that is true insanity. Like
Bruh.
a war zone is putting it lightly.
Hell yeah.
My goodness, that's intense. I've been trying to watch Warriors games. It's a roller coaster out here.
Yeah, don't watch the road ones.
Pretty much.
Don't watch the wrong ones.
That's what it is.
Yeah, the road ones.
Oh, the road.
They
They're
lose on the
probably
road.
going to win at home. They're
Yeah,
probably going to lose in spectacular fashion on the road.
Yeah, It's pretty much the trend right now.
Fucking assholes! You both get the hell off.
I started watching the. I saw some movie. What movie did I saw that was interesting? Can't think of it right now. Started watching The Recruit on Netflix.
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
so
how you liking
good.
that?
A good show. I mean, yeah.
I am liking it.
It's better. Like it ends higher than it started.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's good.
absolutely.
So, like, I'm watching it. I'm
You're not
enjoying it,
about
but
to
I'm like,
disrespect
I'm starting
me.
to think like,
You're not about to
what do
disrespect
I want
me.
him to? What do I want him to become? And like, do I want him to be a spy?
Right.
He
I don't know.
doesn't fit it. Like you want him. You just want him. Like it's like he has a likable personality, which is why he does so many rom-coms. But he has a very likable.
Oh, he does rom-coms?
So yeah, he does the young kid rom-coms. That's where he came from.
Interesting. I've never seen him before in my life.
Right. Same.
Yeah, because you guys probably don't watch rom-coms.
Sure don't.
Look,
He's
look,
good. I've seen him in rom-coms. He's good.
Yeah, he's good.
But it's like I don't know if I want him to be good at a spy.
Nigga, we on the same team.
I don't know if I want him to like
Where's that jerk die? Sorry.
settle down with that chick.
Yeah.
No.
Like, I guess, which is interesting, right? Because usually by this point, like, I want him to go in a certain direction. I want him, like, but I don't really care where he goes. Like, I want to see if.
Yeah.
That's kind of where he's
Now
at.
I care. Huh?
He's like he's at the same place you want him at. He's like he wants to know like where he doesn't know where he's going at that point, right? That's why you don't know, because it's like he has the soft moments, those tender moments with the girl, and then but then he's very ambitious.
Yep.
So you see the ambition, and he's like, no, he's got it, like
It's a weird ambition, though.
Yeah, it's self-destructive.
Listen, the man is traumatized,
So,
Sorry.
like, I guess I'm guessing, like, is he going to be true to himself in where he goes? Like, you would think as he leans more into the spy game, like.
Mm-hmm.
It would have to like darken his personality to some degree, you would think, but I'd be disappointed if that happened. But whatever. So I actually, I'm liking that more than because I was thinking about watching it for a while and I just been putting it off because I'm like, it's probably not that good.
Right.
Turned out to be pretty good. So watching that, and then watching a couple random movies here and there on Netflix and Prime. Like, HBO pretty much has almost no movies that I care about.
Absolutely.
Like, when did that happen? HBO used to be good for movies.
I think HBO Max is having a hard time getting itself together because I'm not sure if you guys noticed, it had a lot of those like. It had like a bunch of anime on there, and then it lost all that, and so I think they're having a hard time figuring that out.
Weren't they? I heard that they're going to yet another app.
Again?
I heard that. I don't know if that's true or not. Like, no more HBO Go, HBO Max, and no more HBO Max. They're gonna call it something else. I don't know.
No, they better probably for the best for them to stick with HBO Max.
Yeah, like the people that made the HBO app, HBO Go app.
Yeah.
Why didn't they keep those people? Because this app is trash.
HBO Max.
Question.
Yeah, like the experience is not that great. I feel like anyway. That's a detail, but yeah, there's not an abundance of content that I want right now. I want some anime. I want the next Bleach. I want Roll Trigger. I want Kaizen.
All the good ones.
Demon
They're
Slayer's
not
putting out
out.
another movie, sound like.
Yeah.
Of course. Great.
Just what you
Wait.
wanted.
I'm not going to the theater for that.
Nah, never.
I do it for Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball movies. I do it. But like the Demon Slayer and Kaizen, I'm probably not gonna go to the theater for that. And I'm waiting for Ant-Man to come to Disney Plus.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not gonna go to the theater for that.
No, I'm not.
Like, I don't know. I feel like I'm waiting for things to come out. Like I'm waiting for, like you said, that what's the name of that show coming out on the 16th?
Oh, Shadow and Bone. Yeah.
Shadow and Bones. Like,
Okay,
how
for a
long did
minute.
we have to wait? Wasn't that 2021?
Like a year, at least. Oh,
I don't think that came out last year.
no, you're right. It
2021.
was like 2021.
It's like 2-year wait.
Way too long. There we go.
Yeah, there's a couple Netflix shows. I don't even remember the names anymore because we're waiting so long for them.
What the fuck is this guy doing? Is this you,
So
Swab?
that's about it for me.
Where?
That I'm fighting?
Nah, I'm in the blue. I don't know what y'all doing. All right. So let me see. That's Carl, me, AJ, Tech, JK. What's good with y'all niggas since? Well, you in here fighting, JK. What's good with you since we last seen
This
you, dog?
motherfucker over here is fighting hard.
Yeah, they are. Right,
What
let's see
happened?
if I can fix this.
Carl's done?
Yeah, Carl's done.
Okay. Well, let's see what I watched.
You ain't about to fucking pull me my libraries like this, mother.
Saw the Demon Slayer movie.
The new joint?
Yeah,
Damn.
I could have waited.
So I've won by just being out of the drama.
I could have waited to watch
Really?
that on.
Damn.
Yeah. But I enjoyed it. I still enjoyed it.
Okay.
Saw. Let's see. Oh, y'all some bastards. Oh, what's that other show I saw? Been watching Star Trek Picard, which has been pretty good. Seeing all the next generation characters. What else?
Sacrifice.
The fuck off me.
Sacrifice. Here, eat him. Eat
Fuck
him.
off.
Eat him. No,
Yeah, come with me.
God, nigga said, not me, not me. Hold up.
I fed you. No, I brought you food. No,
Rip.
no, I brought you food.
Said you sure did. Okay. Nigga said it's not delivery, it's this nigga.
It's a Giorno, nigga.
Oh man.
We're watching Southside.
Beast.
Yes.
Wasn't the Demon Slayer movie just the first episode of the new arc, and 3 episodes of the 2 episodes of the last arc?
2 episodes of the last entertainment arc, and 2 episodes of new arc. I think I want to say it felt like 2 episodes. I could be wrong.
Why do they do that? That sucks.
Yeah.
It wasn't really a movie as much as like they kind of like just wanted to take your money. It was like a celebration.
It's like a
It's kinda how
celebration
they-
recap. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which sucks, but I enjoyed it. What else?
I had tickets to that before the incident.
How did he push him? I'm so
Carnival-
confused on how some of these guys
Carnival
are doing
Row
this move.
season
Absolutely.
2. I've been watching that.
They're
That's
too
been pretty
advanced with
good.
this. All right, so I've just sacrificed
What
the guy.
else?
You should win.
All right,
Alright,
let's see if I can get him in here.
Netflix.
Oh,
We're watching random stuff on
God.
Netflix.
Get your ass.
I'm trying to catch up with the K-dramas as well.
No, kill that.
Island. I'm trying to catch up to The Island, which is a K-drama. Disney Plus Mandalorian, Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur.
Yes, I watched that too. My kids loved it.
What else?
Why are you all not dead yet?
I watched The Proud Family as well. It was okay.
The new joint?
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, my wife got me watching that.
My niece watched it. She liked it a lot.
I just hate
I've
the
been
Proud
meaning to.
Family.
What
You
happened?
hate it altogether?
He's not proud of The Proud Family.
No, like, you know, it's a great show, and I watched it all growing up. I just hate. I don't know why, and I know this says something about my character, but I sympathize with Oscar a lot.
Mhm.
And like, Oscar's mother doesn't love him, and that bothers me.
Gotcha.
Like, it bothers.
That's
That's such a
understandable.
weird thing. Like, it's like, but I really hate Sugar Mama. Like, cause she obviously favors Bobby over Oscar, and Bobby's obviously more useless.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But it's like she's like, yeah, Bobby's the one. And
Bobby's
so I'm
the
like,
first child though, so it's that whole notion of
look, man, I that for
Or
some
is it-
reason
or
that
is the
bothers
second
the
child?
heck out of me, and so I
can't
can't really enjoy the show because you just watch like his mom and him like their terrible
always
relationship.
crashing.
Yeah, like it's like I was like, man, one day I want. That's why the last episode of the first season of the new one was good, because like this is the first time Oscar was not garbage.
Yeah, he was getting rodeo.
He was
rodeo
actually fit in with her family, like her side of the family better than she did.
Yeah,
That dude just
Unbelievable.
chucks you straight into that pond.
How?
he sure
I
did.
don't understand it.
I was holding on for dear life.
What else? I think that's it for Disney Plus. Of course, been watching One Piece. What other anime? Reincarnation of the Strongest Exorcist. Misfit of Demon Academy. Welcome to Demon School.
I need to catch up on that. I'm so far behind on
It's actually getting good. It's like in that My Hero phase of them like discovering like
yeah.
their
Which one is this?
abilities.
Welcome to
Demon School, Iruma-kun.
Yeah.
It's
And
pretty
that's on
good.
Crunchyroll.
Yeah,
And,
It's
and I'm
basically
guessing
about-
there's no dubs at all. It's just all
there's
subs.
dubs.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna check that
Because
out.
it's 3 seasons in, so there's 2 seasons. First 2 seasons are dubbed. But it's about a kid who basically his parents treat him like shit. Like
Yep.
they always traded him for money or
Treat him like hired
they
help.
Treat him like hired help, and he would do it because he has this like notion to always do something somebody asks him to do, and so he gets traded for money from a demon, and
Yeah.
it's really like one of the strongest demons in the underworld, and he becomes basically he tells him to become his grandson because he always wanted to have a grandson. So he treats him pretty much like royalty. He gets him whatever
Treats him
he
like a
wants.
grandparent.
He pretty much like a
Spoils
grandparent, yeah. Spoils him. He gives him whatever he wants. He gets whatever he can eat. He lives in this big ass castle, and so he's trying to maneuver through the underworld as a fake demon, quote
Facts.
unquote. So it's pretty good. if you
Demons eat
watch it.
people. So if somebody
Yeah,
finds
demons eat
out,
people. Yeah, he's
you might be in
fucked.
trouble.
He's fucked.
It's in the school
But
song.
how they act is interesting because they act different from what they say that they would do if they found a human. So that's why I'm like, I don't believe that, but okay.
Facts.
Do you want to pull back and get? Are any of you guys
let's
still in
see.
this, or are we just watching randos fight?
I'm watching randos.
We're watching randos.
I'm dead.
You can pull
Let's see.
AJ in.
Watched watched History of the World Part 2. Hilarious. It's on Hulu. It's basically different skits of different things that happen in history. So like the Civil War, the Russian Revolution, Shirley Chisholm running for office, stuff like that. It's pretty funny. It's on Hulu. Abbott Elementary, hilarious, of course. I know some more. Last of Us, great. I think that's it for shows, and then for gaming, of course, Gang Beasts, Halo. Got back into Destiny 2.
You ain't gonna finna treat me like this.
They won't let me in the game, guys.
Yeah, they said deny this nigga.
Probably not suave.
What you mean, dog?
Been playing Destiny 2.
Probably not.
Been playing Wulong Fallen Dynasty, which is pretty good. Forspoken, of course, Apex. Beat Jedi Fallen Order. Beat Evil West with Creston. And then I think that's it. Oh, been playing Atomic Heart, sorta, kinda. And that's it. And I'm looking forward to. I want to go see Scream 6, but I'm not sure yet. May just wait till that comes to HBO Max or something. And then there's another movie coming out that I wanted to see. I can't remember what. You're already in the group. But yeah, I think that's it.
You come back over here, white man.
I'm over here minding my business.
Nah, man. No. No.
No. Crap.
How'd you do that?
Yeah, you know, I don't know. You gotta keep
Get
jumping
that-
and grabbing.
Knock the fuck out, Craig.
That's lame.
If you get up, I can get up.
No.
Thank you.
Don't die.
You
Don't
didn't
die.
even knock me out.
Don't die. No,
Goodbye.
come back. No, don't die. God damn it.
Now that's
See,
how
you
we
guys ruined a perfectly good movie with a tech win. I had won the previous match.
That's
Obviously,
one
the
win.
better choice for a winner.
That's the only win for the night, so I'm not worried.
That's how we go out. That's how we go out.
That's the only win for the night.
Right. Oh, man.
Arrested all of y'all.
You didn't arrest nobody. What are you talking about?
Says the man who got knocked out into the water.
That's not an arrest, nigga.
Wow.
Went to sleep and drowned.
Nigga, I made you go to sleep too. What you talking about?
Yeah, there was, a lot
I
of
made you go to sleep and threw you into the water. Thank you
Oh.
very much.
But I got back up.
You got back up because I let you get back up.
No, you ain't let me do shit.
I let you get back up. I held on to you as a non
You
to
know
get
what?
your
You
ass
busting
back
up
in this
my
ring.
turtleneck energy. I was trying to be peaceful. I need to go back over there and read.
Well, you
The
need a new
Alchemist
turtleneck
now.
because that shit don't fit.
The Alchemist. Absolutely.
I'm
Zip
going
the
back.
turtleneck back up. It was too much
I'm
violence.
reading exactly. I'm gonna read The Alchemist.
Oh my gosh. All
Watch
right.
a few Jonathan Majors
Hey,
videos.
if there's no
get back
full
in my
metal in
zen.
front of that book, you can leave me out of it.
Absolutely.
Agreed.
Out of here. All right. So thank y'all for joining us for the podcast, for After Podcast Gaming. Always a good time. Again, we do this every other Thursday night on Twitch, 9:30, 10 p.m. Eastern. So definitely come back and check us out. We'll have a lot more to say. Maybe a little bit less Jonah Hill slander.
What are you talking
But,
about?
who
No one
knows?
ever said anything
who
about
knows?
him.
Who knows what else is gonna happen?
We just said their names.
There we go. That's, maybe we won't talk about them anymore. Follow us here on Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Maybe, they got that bill trying to outlaw that thing. But turn your notifications on so you can catch us live, so you can see when we got, new stuff out. And if you're watching the VOD on YouTube, you enjoyed it, hit the thumbs up, subscribe. It's a big help. We appreciate y'all. That's it for tonight. Peace. We out.
Bye, motherfucker.
Right? So
yeah, there's that just remind me, I saw on YouTube there's this like 50 some odd year old Asian guy that looks like in his 30s and he's completely shredded.
Yep, I've seen him.
But it's just egg whites, chicken and fish, and that's it what he eats.
Yep. And
for pretty much every meal.
Yep.
For decades on end, is what he's been doing to get that. I'm like,
and that's what you can do. That's what you can do.
Yeah, but he's still gonna die. So why?
We're all still gonna die, right?
Why did he do it?
The point is this man is in his 60s looking like he's in his 30s. That's the point.
But he'll still die. He's still gonna die like in his 90s. So like, I don't care if you look like you're in your 50s when you die. You still die in your 90s, right? Or you still die. Even if he lives to be 100 or 115, 120, I don't care how young you look. But parameters of which you're going to.
We all know why he's doing this. AJ, we know why he's doing this. He wants to smash these younger females. That's what this is about.
No,
but that booty.
Ain't that gonna?